The Facebook CEO says the company has to do more to help prevent tragedies after the murder posted online Sunday. Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal has this live.
Lisa, at Facebook's F8 Developer Conference, CEO Mark Zuckerberg acknowledged the role Facebook Live played in the Cleveland shooting.
Our hearts go out to the family and friends of Robert Godwin Sr. And we have a lot of work, and we will keep doing all we can to prevent tragedies like this from happening.
Facebook has said it's quick to take down such content, but after this particular incident, they were asked why the video wasn't taken down immediately. In a statement, they said they didn't get a report about the shooting video until nearly 2 hours later. They acknowledged they need to do better and actually said artificial intelligence may help in that effort, Lisa.
Meantime, Jessica, police say the Facebook murder suspect shot and killed himself today in Pennsylvania after a brief car chase with state police, ending a nationwide manhunt. Also, late word that a sheriff's deputy shot earlier today in Oklahoma while helping to serve an eviction notice has died, and that the suspect who fled in the police car and later stole other vehicles is now in custody. President Trump just signing a Buy American, Hire American executive order.
Together, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that more products are stamped with those wonderful words, made in the USA.
Visiting the headquarters of Snap-on Tools in Wisconsin, he says existing laws directing federal projects to use domestic goods have been gutted by waivers and exemptions. He's also launching an effort to reform a visa program he says is being abused, allowing American workers to be replaced with foreign workers for less pay. A sell-off on Wall Street, the Dow down 113 at the closing bell. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Ready for a new tractor? At LS Tractor, we'll be the first to tell you to shop and compare. That's right, shop our competition. We're that confident that the LS Tractor combination of more standard features, better performance, competitive price, and proven commitment to customer satisfaction deliver value that's unequaled by another tractor. Period. Want more tractor for your money? Look around. You'll see there's one that gives it to you. LS Tractor. Excel in your field. Learn more at lstractorusa.com.
Over 3 million businesses use Indeed.com for hiring. And independent research shows that 5 times more hires are made through Indeed than any other job site. By creating the easiest, most effective hiring experience, we help businesses find great new people every day. Right now, we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job on the world's #1 job site. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Parties are digging in on this special election day in Georgia to fill the seat long held by Republicans and left vacant by Tom Price becoming Health and Human Services Secretary.
Democrats have rallied around John Ossoff, who's raised more than $8 million, much of it from donors outside Georgia's 6th district. The Atlanta suburb is strongly Republican, and that party is trying to rally voters to the polls, sending out this robocall yesterday.
Liberal Democrats from outside of Georgia are spending millions and millions of dollars trying to take your Republican congressional seat away from you. Don't let them do it.
The GOP field is splintered among 11 candidates, which Democrats hope to exploit.
Fox's Jonathan Seri. In addition to that robocall, the president also tweeting about the race. If no candidate gets over 50%, the top 2 will head to a June runoff. The man convicted of killing a young boy nearly 4 decades ago in an infamous New York case has just learned his fate.
Pedro Hernandez showed no emotion when the judge sentenced him to at least 25 years in prison for the 1979 murder of Eitan Pates. The 6-year-old vanished while walking to his school bus stop and was one of the first missing children pictured on milk cartons. The cold case finally heated up in 2012 when Hernandez confessed, saying he lured Eitan into a basement, choked him, and left the boy still alive in a box among a pile of trash. Defense attorneys said Hernandez is mentally ill and falsely confessed. He was convicted in a retrial after his first trial ended in a hung jury. In New York, Steve Rappaport, Fox News.
He was a baseball all-star for the first time last year, but Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder Starling Marte is now suspended for 80 games after testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug. The Pirates president says he's disappointed. Marte says neglect and a lack of knowledge, quote, led to this mistake. The league says he tested positive for the steroid nandrolone. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News Radio.
Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to keep you comfortable all year long. Get those ACs checked out. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 58. Wednesday, mostly cloudy. Should see a little bit of sun, though. High 80, low of 65. Thursday, thunderstorms will bring a cold front in. High 71, a low of 44 overnight. Right now, sun's out 76 in Champaign-Urbana.
It is the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Latte, Jeremy Warner. I just looked at my rundown. I started laughing. I'm like, what? The very first one.
Yeah.
What? Those weight rooms, man. If you have a flashy weight room, this will speak to what you've talked about Illinois, and we'll get into that as we go. Latte, Jeremy Warner, a lot to talk about. The Cardinals won a game.
Yeah, and they're going to not have one of the toughest Pirates to go against tonight.
Wow.
As Starling Marte has been suspended for 80 games.
So does Dexter Fowler get his hit back like that Marte robbed last night? I thought about that.
Tested positive for an anabolic steroid.
How long has it been since we've talked about steroids?
This is the biggest name.
This is?
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Since this policy got into play, this is the biggest name that's been suspended for this. So, obviously a huge blow to the Pirates,
Big
who
time.
just when you think they've made it back, I mean, they played in one full playoff series.
Unbelievable.
During this entire resurgence, right? And now it feels like that window is closing again.
Again.
So for these mid-major markets, it can come and go really quickly. And when you got a superstar like that, I mean, that's huge in the NL Central.
It's huge.
The NL Central's upside down right now.
Right.
The Cubs should be at the top of it, and they will be at some point.
They will.
Yeah, I'm not panicked about the Cubs, but you got the Reds and Brewers at the top of it, and then the Cardinals at the bottom, and the Pirates right above them. I mean, losing Marte,
that's killer.
I know they have Austin Meadows, a top prospect coming up, but Marte is one of the best five-tool guys in the game.
He was an all-star, I believe, last year. He does it all. He plays defense. He can hit. He gets on base. He's one of the guys in that lineup that scare you every night, both defensively and offensively. And this is a blow. You're right. This is a blow to them because McCutchen is, I don't want to say failing, but he's going down.
He's trending down.
He's trending down. And now all of a sudden you got Marte, who was kind of moving into that role with the Pirates.
Moved into center field.
Yeah. And now he's gone.
Yeah.
So what do? You put McCutchen back in center? Do you play Meadows? I mean, I don't know what you do.
They're probably going to wait to bring up Meadows because
Right?
of his service time. They don't want to waste that. I mean, especially for that kind of franchise. They need these guys on the cheap.
Yep.
Right? And the Pirates have done a good job of locking up a lot of those guys to team-friendly contracts, including Marte. But you can't have this. I mean, when you're at this major league level and you put anything in your body, you better ask about it first.
Right. And there's plenty of people to ask.
And whether
right?
he was doing this intentionally or not. If he was doing it intentionally, obviously he got caught.
Sure.
If he wasn't, well, he's dumb.
Yep. That's exactly right.
You're a major league player. Whatever you put into your body, whether it's food, whether it's some kind of supplement, you better get it checked out because you have a contract and it's avoided when you go on these 80-game suspensions.
You would think that baseball has this, and maybe they do. I've never read enough into it, but if somebody's out there that's an entrepreneur and they really want to do this and you really know about drugs and pharmacy and such, why don't you just be the liaison between the players?
They have an app.
Oh, they have an app. Okay.
I think the NFL does. They have an app.
So they just plug in what you're
they just
thinking.
take a picture of whatever the thing is, or the label, and there's an app.
And we're supposed to expect then that
he's
these
a
are
grown
accidents.
Man. He's a grown man.
So that's
if it was an accident, well, you're dumb, and
that's
you got
exactly
to pay
right.
the price for it.
Now you're out 80 games.
Yep.
So and the Cardinals benefit for 2.
I want to talk a lot of Illinois football and basketball recruiting in this first couple segments. We'll talk with Derek Piper, IlliniInquirer.com at 4:30. We'll also chat some Blackhawks with Chris Hine, Chicago Tribune. Blackhawks blow a 2-0 third period lead. Lose in overtime. They fall down 3-0 to Nashville. Thought this could be one of those years.
I did too.
I don't know if it's a bad matchup or this team just kind of overachieved for a while, or I hate to bring up just the Nashville Predators just want it more, but they're just better coached and
right.
I'm not a hockey guy.
Right.
The Predators just look tougher.
They do.
They look tougher, and they're executing right now.
They're executing. They look tougher. They run offense sometimes in hockey, right? And the Predators have it rolling.
And the Blackhawks are not running the offense where they score the goals.
They're
right?
not. And they're big guns. I mean, Jonathan Tays, where you at, man? Where are you at?
Kane's been making plays.
Kane's been good.
Kane's been very active.
Yes.
But yeah, Tays hasn't shown up, and that's been an issue in the past.
It has.
But Hossa looks like he's on the wrong side of whatever age he is, 50.
Right. And when you hear, when you watch a Blackhawks game, there's a couple of names you hear all the time: Seabrook and Keith. You hardly hear those names in this series.
Old.
He really is. He's getting there, wakey. But it is interesting, and I know there was the tough call outside the goalie, Crawford, is outside the crease. But if there's still intention to hit the goalie and cause an issue there, then it should have been goalie interference. I, for one, thought it was goalie interference because I think he did make contact with him. But I'll say this, and for this, these are all the Blackhawks fans tweeting this stuff out, and I'm seeing it on Facebook. And don't get me wrong, I'd be the same way if it was the Blues. I would be the same exact way. So I'm not talking down to you right now. But there are people in hockey that know a heck of a lot more than you and I do. And I don't mean you and I mean all the listeners out there. And they looked at that, and they reviewed that in Toronto, and they decided that it was not. Yep, that's exactly
Eddie Olczyk was on the air saying, I don't think that's a penalty.
There you go. So I understand that that's an easy thing to complain about. It was a big moment because it ties that game late, but you still had your chances. And I watched the intermission between third period and overtime, and I liked what Jamal Mayers and I can't remember the other guy that does it with the Blackhawks.
Steve Conroy.
Yeah, I think that's right. So they basically said, you know what you do? It's a big boy sport now, and you let that go and you move on.
Yeah.
But Nashville looks quicker. When has that ever happened against the Blackhawks? They look faster and they're executing better.
Yeah.
Their passes are on right on target. It's interesting, and it's 3-0.
This is what happens in hockey playoffs.
That's exactly right.
This happens a lot more in this than in obviously the basketball.
And they just get more confident. Pecorine gets more confident. Jake Allen gets more confident. I'm sorry, but Minnesota and Chicago, you got a long road to hoe, and I don't think you can do it down 3-0.
I agree with you. We'll talk with Chris Hines, Chicago Tribune, about the Blackhawks, the Bulls, Celtics. Speaking of, Bulls trying to blow
Are you
up.
excited tonight?
Yeah, man. Not really.
Did you ask me?
No, they go up 2-0. It's a cool story. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, we can win a series. Maybe get to the Eastern Conference Finals. That'd be fun. Get a shot at LeBron. I don't know.
Because we talk about Blues Hawks comparisons, and I know I'm taking up time here because you want to get to Illinois, but we talk about comparisons. I feel like winning a series in hockey means so much more than winning a series in the NBA.
Because in the NBA, there's just a ceiling, and this Bulls team is not beating LeBron James 4 times in a series.
That's fair.
Honestly, I think they'll play the Wizards next round. I think the Wizards will smoke them.
Okay.
Because John Wall is ridiculously good, but the Bulls have an elite player in Jimmy Butler. And if they've been playing better basketball here lately because it's more of a roster that Fred Hoiberg likes. They're hitting threes. They're rebounding. So yeah, I think they got a chance to beat Boston. But I think if you win tonight, I think you're going to win this series.
Yes, I agree.
I think Jimmy Butler can win you 2 of the next. Whatever game, 4 games.
Does this frustrate Danny Ainge and the Celtics enough to say, all right, that guy just beat us?
If you can't beat the Bulls first round, you're no chance of beating the Cavs.
No doubt.
Right?
I mean, do they then make the splash next year and make the trade
I don't know why they
Jimmy
would.
Butler?
Yeah, trade both those Brooklyn picks. That's what I want.
Make it happen.
Cleveland took a 2-0 lead over the Indiana Pacers. Yeah. They're just biding their time. There's not a lot of killer instinct in those Cavs. They're just kind of toying with the Pacers. They'll probably sweep them, and they'll get to the NBA Finals.
Andrew made me watch it last night. Yeah. Some of it. He had a game, but we watched the end of it. And Tristan Thompson, man, he was a beast last night. Late.
Got players.
They do. They have a lot of players that can win games. Then all of a sudden, I looked up. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Darren Williams playing?
The Cardinals get a big win last night. Lance Lynn was strong. Yes. Colton Wong, homers,
going to the playoffs,
breaking an 0-for-10 streak. The Cubs fall below 500 with a 6-3 loss to the Brewers. I tell you what, Ryan Braun still can rake.
Oh yes, he can.
And Eric Thames, what a story that is. Maybe we'll get into that later on. Coming over from Korea for a couple years, but he is on a hot streak, 5 straight home runs. But the bigger news is with Illinois, and I want to get into this conversation. This is surprising. Mm-hmm. Hunter Woodard, the Tuscola offensive lineman, just got an offer from Illinois. His family's big Illini fans.
Sure.
Committed to Oklahoma State today.
Wow.
Illinois is on a bad run in state to start this class. Scout.com, of their top 20 prospects in this state, they have 13 that have committed. 1 to Illinois.
Wow.
That's Coran Taylor. 5 have committed to Northwestern. Several others are going SEC, Big 12, all these other places.
Okay.
I never expect Illinois to own this state.
No.
And we've discussed some of the issues. I think Hunter Woodard can be a good player.
Yes.
I don't think he's a blue chip prospect.
Right.
But I that really hurts.
Yes.
When you can't get a kid from Tuscola.
There's no doubt.
And I'm told the reason he picked Oklahoma State, Oklahoma State was the first offer.
Okay.
But the reason he picked Oklahoma State, he wants to go someplace where he can play in 4 straight bowl games.
Okay. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that simple to say?
No, I think Illinois probably should have been one of the first to offer, Power Fives to offer to a Tuscola kid.
Right.
But losing a kid out of Tuscola just hurts.
It does hurt.
Especially when you put that on top of Luke Ford. I know he's a ridiculous prospect, but you just hosted him. He goes down to Arkansas, and he commits. Right? You just hosted Hunter Woodard. He goes down to Oklahoma State. He commits.
It's amazing.
Like all those things. But for me, it comes down to wins.
Yep.
It does help to have better facilities, and Illinois is hurting there right now.
And he made the comment. I know I read the comment that he basically loved Oklahoma State's weight room and such. I know that's not the probably ultimate goal, but things like that matter. And you've talked about that. You've addressed that a lot.
Quincy Patterson, it mattered there. Luke Ford, it mattered there. Wins is the most important thing, and that's going to be tough to get this year.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
So this is the tough part about rebuilds, no matter who your coach is. The second part is facilities. The third part, I think they need another ace recruiter or two on this staff. There's a lot of NFL experience. I think there's a very good coaching staff.
Fair enough.
Thad Ward's a great recruiter.
Yep.
I think Andrew Hayes-Stoker can be a good recruiter, but he's unproven. Lovey's a great closer for the most part. He was last year at least. I think Garrick McGee is a very comfortable recruiter. You need somebody else in this state. I think Luke Butkus has done a pretty good job. He did a great job last year. But when that 10th assistant comes around, or you have another coaching turnover next year, which I think you should start thinking about, I need to get another recruiter on this staff, maybe someone else I need to replace that's not carrying a lot of weight there. That's the lifeblood of a program. You got to get players, and then you coach them up, right? But I think they need another guy in state. I said the other day with a 10th assistant, I think Nathan Scheelhaus would be great. I don't think he'd be a proven guy, but I think his name would resonate in state. I think he could help you a lot, but I do think you need another proven recruiter in state, and maybe move Thad out of St. Louis and in here. I know St. Louis is loaded though,
right?
So you want to keep your guy there. But in state, you need to do a better job, and you need to go find another guy.
We talk about the excitement of Lovie Smith, and it's still, to me, pretty exciting that Lovie Smith is your coach at Illinois. But, you know, he really made a lot of inroads, that staff did, with Lovie in that first year. I think we were all
great
shocked.
Recruiting class.
Yes, we were all shocked. Dare I say shocked that they were able to contribute or compile what they were able to do. Now, all of a sudden, is the sexy gone? Or are these kids obviously that still Lovey's a little bit behind on? Because even when they started, I'm sure Pat, and maybe not Blake, Hunter, but maybe Blake, but you know, Pat Fitzgerald probably had talks with these other kids that have committed to him 2 years ago.
But what does Pat Fitzgerald have in his back pocket?
Yeah, he wins
bowl games and wins.
Exactly right. That's
right.
Exactly
and
right.
now they have the plans for the facilities right now. That stuff matters to these kids. And Lovie Smith, the opportunity to meet Lovie Smith, play with Lovie Smith. He went 3-9 last year.
Right.
Is that his fault? He didn't have any recruits.
Nope.
Besides Hardy Nickerson.
Right. That was
on that team. But Illinois football,
you went 3-9.
That shine of Lovie being there, it rubs off a little bit when you lose football games.
And it'll rub off again this year because you're probably not going to win that many football games this year.
I think you need a couple more Michigan State wins. If you go 4-8 with a couple nice wins,
that could help.
That can help you. If you go 5-7 and surprise people, you know, if you're right on the door, I think you'll start to get some more of these kids who say, oh, they're almost there. Because I think in 2-3 years, they could get a Luke Ford.
Sure.
They would wrap up a Hunter Woodard. Because they're going to be closer to, we're going to make bowl games every year. But right now, it's very difficult. And for Lovie's staff, again, they're going to have one recruiting class this year, guys. We got to remember that.
Right.
Ron Zook entering his third year had 3 recruiting classes.
Isn't that amazing?
He's entering he'll enter his third year with 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he basically missed one.
Right.
Now, it's tough. It's a steep hill to try to get a football program turned around.
And we just had text, let this class play out before you panic. I'm not panicking.
Oh, no.
But in state, you're getting beat right now.
Yeah.
But that means you have to go out of state. Last year, they did a phenomenal job in state. They didn't get some of the top guys.
Right.
But Ricky Smalling, Kendrick Green were big ones. You got a kid like Alex Palczewski, which was a great late find. And what I do love about this staff is their evaluation.
You're right.
They find guys. They find great athletes. They find guys who are under the radar that fit their system. So I am not a full-out panic about this. I'm not trying to say that, whoever texted that. I'm just saying you need to get more of these in-state kids like that you want and you've been in on for a while.
Well, and the one thing that alarmed me a little bit with regards to being behind on this year's in-state kids is that you did so well last year. If they wouldn't have done that well last year but did better recruiting nationally like in Florida and such, I don't know if I would look at this year and say, all right, well, it's not like, this is kind of a trend. They didn't really do that well last year, but now that they did well last year and now all of a sudden they're not this year, that is a little alarming. And it's not like Illinois produces tons and tons of high-level D1 prospects. Even in as big of a state as Illinois is. Look at it different from basketball to football. This state doesn't produce a ton of high-level football recruits. It's enough, but if you can get 5 or 6 of those, you're in good shape. But right now, Illinois, like you said, has one of the top 20.
Yeah.
And that's tough. Now, you can still make inroads. You can still get things done.
Yeah, there's guys like TJ Ivy out of Chicago.
Right?
They're sitting pretty well with. They like Samson Evans, but he's a quarterback he's a wide receiver at this level that wants to play quarterback. So a school like Northern might have a good shot at him. Iowa, Minnesota are in on him. Then some of these other kids, Illinois isn't all that interested in because they do have a small class this year.
Right.
I've said it before. They have 14 to maybe 18 at the most in this class, so it will be a smaller class. So you're not going to just offer everybody and try to get everybody.
Makes sense.
But some of the guys they've wanted, like Greg Newsom was one of the top guys they wanted, went to Northwestern. Luke Ford, one of the top guys they wanted, went to Arkansas. Devin O'Rourke, one of the top guys they wanted, went to Northwestern. Elijah Teague, they had offered him, and he commits to Minnesota. I mean, those start to hurt.
Yeah, they do.
These have hurt in that recruiting office.
And maybe they've got other guys they've got pinpointed, but like you said, they wanted these guys. So this isn't like you're just, if we don't get that guy, we got another guy in Florida or something.
I'm just saying that there's concern there.
Sure.
Because
no doubt.
Illini fans, they have concern.
Right.
Like, what? Wait, why is this happening?
Exactly.
They're asking themselves that too. So it's not panic time, but that means you have to do well out of state.
Yep.
You got to go get some of those St. Louis kids. You got to find whoever's left in this state and add some of them. But also, you got to land some Texas kids this year.
You do.
Florida's obviously been very good to them. I expect them to add a lot of kids out of Florida again. But Texas, you got to go down there and find some. They're trying to get more into Alabama and Georgia as well.
And you know what's funny? It hurts, but a big congratulations to Hunter Woodard.
Yes.
Right? I mean, this is somebody in our listening area. I know his parents were from the Jamaica area. I probably played against his dad. Maybe in sports.
Jamaica, Illinois.
Yeah, Jamaica, Illinois.
For those that don't know, there is a Jamaica, Illinois.
Yeah, Catlin, Jamaica over in that area. So a congrats to Hunter. I mean, this is what a cool thing for him to be able to take his talents to Oklahoma
program.
State.
And Oklahoma State is one of those programs that every year you look up in November, they got 9 or 10 wins.
And he's not 40 anymore. Like, what is he now, like 50? He's like 50. No, he'd be what, 46? He's like my age.
Yeah, he's got a sweet mullet, too.
Yes, he does.
Would you commit to him just for the mullet?
You know what? That dude is a pretty interesting cat. I mean, when you hear his press conferences, he's an interesting coach to play for.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Westlawn did this, and we got him back. Maybe Hunter will go down after a year, decide he wants to come back to Illinois and play football.
We're also going to talk with Matt Bolon, Eastern Illinois women's basketball coach at 5:25. He's going to call in. We got Tay's Take at 5:45. Juan will answer any of your random questions. You can text those in at 217-359-2255. We'll talk some Illinois basketball coming up as well, but our poll question is, who are you more confident in to have success as a head coach at Illinois?
Okay.
Lovie Smith or Brad Underwood? That's at Tay and J Show.
That's a good
Lovie's been here a year. Brad Underwood has not really done anything
yet. Yeah, he's been here a month. Wow.
Yeah, hasn't gotten even a recruit yet.
No.
So I'm interested to see what the results of this poll question are.
That's a great poll question.
You can follow that on Twitter at Tay and J Show. You can vote there. You can call us on the Jupiters of the Crossing phone line at 359-2255. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Tay and J Show. I tweet at J Warner Scout.
At Lonte, ESPN. See you.
Download the WSJK app. Get our podcast at ESPNCU.com or follow us on iTunes. That's all powered by GTPS Insurance. Our interns today, Harry Black and Daniel King.
I do get frustrated with tweets and with texts a little bit. I try not to get that frustrated, but when I read something like that about let this class play out, you guys were doing this last year. I mean, we do a stinking sports show, right? We talk about this stuff. We're not sitting here sweating.
Lon always asks me, should I freak out about this? And last year I said, not yet.
No, exactly.
I kept saying, not yet, right? Wait until these kids make their decisions.
You know what we do? We line the interns up by one. You know those magicians that spin you around with knives? That's what I do at
because we're talking about it.
I'm so stressed.
Because we're breaking down what this means for Illinois.
Exactly.
And that this is what it is.
Now all
it
of a
means
sudden
we are freaking out.
That's exactly
that
right.
Lovie Smith is never going to be successful at Illinois. It's not working. Should fire him now, eat the huge... No, that's not what we're saying.
That's exactly right. Well, Daniel King, you're up next, buddy. The knives are sharp, and let's hope I can hit those balloons. It's the Tay and J Show.
An ESPN Radio Mike and Mike Extra Point.
I listened to Phil Jackson's press conference. He is detached from the reality of what is going on. He said things on Friday that just steadfastly make no sense. And there is no reason to believe things are going to get better anytime soon when his solution to these problems is to get rid of players who don't want to play in the triangle and develop players through the developmental league and bring them up to do it. There isn't an NBA caliber top-level player who is going to even consider going there. And 10 minutes ago, Kristaps Porzingis was a wide-eyed 19-year-old who loved nothing in the world more than being in the NBA and playing in New York. And now he is skipping his postseason exit interview, going back to Latvia, and not coming back here until next season starts because he is so disgusted by what he's seeing going on around him. And candidly, I can't blame him for it.
Hear more from Mike and Mike tomorrow morning on ESPN Radio.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price? And because Harry's is so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their most popular set, complete with a razor, one of their world-famous blades, shaving cream, and post-shave balm for free if you cover shipping. A total value of $20 at no cost to you with code 0101 at checkout. Their way of saying thank you for trying them. How is Harry's able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures the blades. That's how. Go to harrys.com now and enter code 0101 at checkout to claim your free trial set and post-shave balm. That's harrys.com. Code 0101.
Spring is finally here, which means you're probably planning picnics at the park and road trips you've been waiting for all winter. It also means the Honda Dream Garage sales event is back. It's the best time of year to find the perfect kind of Honda for everything you have planned this spring. Whether that's the let's see where this road takes us kind of Honda.
Let's go!
Or the trip to take the kids apple picking kind of Honda.
Here we go!
Yes, I love apples. Apples rock.
Or, well, the perfect Honda for you. Because right now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% APR on awesome Hondas, like the 2017 Accord. That's a Kelley Blue Book Best Buy with available 7-inch display audio kind of Honda.
Visit your local Central Illinois Honda dealers today.
See dealer for financing details. For more information, visit KelleyBlueBooksKBB.com. Kelley Blue Book is a registered trademark of Kelley Blue Book Co., Inc.
When you're heading home, Tay and J are on your way talking sports. Weekday afternoons 3 to 6 here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
3:28. I'm Jeremy Warner with your SportsCenter update brought to you by Prairie View Landscaping. Save it to 25% off your 2017 lawn care through the end of the month. Just email mypvdiscount@gmail.com. Illinois football suffered another in-state stinger in recruiting today. Tuscola offensive lineman Hunter Woodard committed to Oklahoma State today. He received an Illinois offer last week. Of the top 20 in-state prospects in the class of 2018, 13 have committed, just one to Illinois. That's Peoria quarterback Karan Taylor. Northwestern has commitments from 5 of the state's top 20 prospects. Good news for Illinois basketball, though. Edwardsville guard Mark Smith, he's scheduled to take another unofficial visit to Illinois on Thursday. Michigan State visiting the Illinois Mr. Basketball in home today, so Tom Izzo will be back at the Dairy Queen, apparently. Duke is scheduled to visit him tomorrow, though Grayson Allen has just announced he will return to Duke for his junior season.
Okay.
Smith also has an official visit scheduled for Ohio State this weekend. Big news in baseball as Pirates outfielder Starling Marte has been suspended for 80 games after testing positive for nandrolone. That's an anabolic steroid and a banned PED. Marte also not eligible for postseason play. Tonight, the Cardinals host the Marteless Pirates with Mike Leake taking on Chad Kuhl for a 7:15 first pitch. You can hear it here loud and clear on ESPN Radio 93.5. Cubs have lost 5 of 6. They sent Brett Anderson to the mound against Jimmy Nelson. You can hear it on our sister station, 105.9. White Sox send Miguel Gonzalez against the Red Hot Yankees and Luis Severino. The Yanks have won 8 straight.
Wow.
In the NBA, Game 2 between the Celtics and Bulls tips off at 6 o'clock tonight. The Bulls looking to take a 2-0 lead on the top-seeded Celtics.
Championship. I think I'm saying wow a lot. And it sounds like I sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger, according to Rick and Decatur.
And you're whining.
And I'm whining. Listen, I got some issues. What is it, Tuesday? It's Tuesday.
It
right?
is
It's
Tuesday.
tax day.
Is it really?
Yeah. Today's the
18th
day.
this year?
You guys, I hope everybody got their taxes done, or at least are in the process of doing that.
Who's ready for Garth Brooks?
Yeah, baby.
Because ESPN Radio, we are. The Tay and J Show has tickets you can win Wednesday afternoon. That's next Wednesday.
Sweet.
From 3 to 6 p.m. Listen, and you may be going for free thanks to ESPN 93.5 and the Tay and J Show.
I will take it. Oh, wait, we can't win them.
So next Wednesday, you and Carp will give those tickets away.
Okay, yeah, you're going to be on
I got a vacation coming up.
Good for you. Good for you.
All right,
you going
so
to go anywhere?
We're just going to Florida.
Oh, that's right. You're taking Torin down for
Yeah,
his
going to Florida, down to hang out with Grandma. And,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully we get a date night for the first time in 9 months.
Going to go to the cottage.
Fort
There
Myers
in,
Beach.
Yeah, go to the cottage and have some dinner.
Be nice.
That would be. You and Tiff deserve that. You need to do that.
Our poll question, which Illini coach do you have more confidence in to succeed? What do you think the split is between Lovie Smith and Brad Underwood? We have 200 votes in.
I think a lot of people, because our listeners are some of the smartest listeners around. And I think most of them are looking at this and strategizing with the idea that it's a lot easier to build a basketball program than it is a football program. So I'm going to lean 150 to 50 in favor of Brad Underwood.
By the way, thanks to Carp for bringing me my coffee.
What the heck was that?
Thanks, man. People saw it on YouTube.
I thought, isn't that what interns are for?
Hey, he was a former intern. Should have had Daniel do it, but whatever. Carp's probably making his own coffee.
He had to take knives to the forehead.
So what'd you think it was?
I thought 150 to 50. I don't know if you have an actual
That's
breakdown.
about right.
Is it really?
It's 72% Brad Underwood, 28% Lovie Smith.
And it's not that I don't have faith in Lovie Smith. I just think that Brad Underwood, in a shorter amount of time, I know that's not the question, but in a shorter amount of time can turn this around. Plus, there's a couple of things. If you look at Brad Underwood, the last 4 years, he's had great success in college basketball. Lovie has never really coached, or has never coached except for an assistant.
He's got a track record.
Exactly.
Brad Underwood has a track record of this. Lovie Smith does not in college sports.
Right.
Right? And it's easier to turn this around in basketball.
Without a doubt.
Right? I mean, basketball is more like I don't even know if it's an 18-wheeler. It's like a big pickup truck.
That's exactly right.
You can turn it pretty quickly.
Yes, you can.
A football program's more like a aircraft carrier.
You got to get plus. I mean, you look at what was left, and I know there's still some holes on basketball.
A lot of holes on basketball, but there is a better situation there than what Lovie had. At least long term.
Yep.
Lovie had a decent senior class last year, but the now senior and junior classes are not very good.
All right, so Grayson Allen is coming back. He of his tripping self is coming back to Duke, and Duke was going to come in and visit Mark Smith. And this is interesting because now you've got two players that are big. You got three players here: Kentucky, Duke, and Michigan State.
And then Ohio
State's sweating.
Ohio State's scheduled an official visit. I'm not threatened by them.
Well, you start sweating when you hear those other three.
Yeah.
But then you look at Michigan State returns Miles Bridges, and that's a big break, I think, for Illinois. And then Duke returns Grayson Allen, which I think is an even bigger break for Illinois because I think he would play exactly what Mark Smith wants to play. Miles Bridges, I think, will move around a little bit to where they could still maybe get Mark Smith some playing time in Michigan State. Those are two nice little breaks for Illinois. Whether it still ends up winning in it or not, those are two nice breaks. And Kentucky's probably loaded with guards.
I think this comes down to Michigan State or Illinois.
Okay.
Duke has scheduled that visit in home tomorrow. I was told they just scheduled it, that it's not certain that they will be there.
Okay.
And after this news, Grayson Allen returning, I don't think they need him.
No.
I just don't think they need Mark Smith.
And I think they'd be fair to Mark Smith and his family and say, look.
I think Mark Smith would sit there and go, I'm probably not going to play there.
No.
At least early. Maybe later on in my career.
Yep.
I think the same thing with Kentucky.
Okay.
I'm not all that threatened if I'm Illinois by Kentucky. As weird as that is.
As much as we hate the Blue Bloods, finally we catch a break in regards to them having all this recruiting talent,
right,
and all this other talent. It's like, well, good, they've got that. So now
I think they got too much of it,
right,
and that they haven't prioritized Mark.
There you go.
From everything that I've heard, Michigan State felt very confident going into their official visit.
Okay,
a couple weeks ago, and they thought they'd close. They didn't.
Okay,
and then Illinois got in there, and they met with him. And they sold him on being, you're the guy.
Okay.
From the start, you're our guy that we're building around. Michigan State had a great sell as well, though.
Sure.
They're selling him as you're one of the missing pieces or final pieces of our Big Ten championship and Final Four team next year. You're going to play against some of the best players in the country, alongside Miles Bridges. You will get better every day in practice. And then when you're a sophomore, junior, you're going to be one of our go-to guys.
Boom.
And we're going to turn you into a top 20 pick, just like we did with Denzel Valentine and Gary Harris.
That's a hell of a sell.
Who are not the go-to guys their freshman year.
No, they weren't.
Right? And then they developed into those go-to guys. That's a heck of a sell.
It is, big time.
But Michigan State is going down to that visit not as confident.
Okay.
I think Illinois has done some great work here. I think Underwood has sold it. I think there is an emotional thing. I've talked about it. Logically, Michigan State makes the most sense.
It does.
If you're just breaking down the pros and cons of what they are, what they can provide you, Michigan State has a lot of that.
It does.
But if there's emotion involved,
no doubt,
Illinois has a chance. And I think they've really hit that well.
I agree.
That you are the guy. You will be remembered forever here if you turn this thing around and you are the first guy that says, I'm in on this thing. You, Trent, and DeMonte come in here, and you three are the seniors that lead us back to a Big Ten championship.
That would be fantastic.
Back to an Elite Eight, Final Four, whatever it is. I think that has resonated with him, and I think there's always been a soft spot for Illinois. He grew up kind of watching them, right? Michigan State's always been a big-time program, so, of course, playing for them is maybe a dream for him, and it's also 2 hours away.
Sure.
I think that matters as well. So I think all those things, getting him back on campus, that means he's listening and that he wants to hear more of what you're saying. And getting him back on campus gets then him into Underwood's office instead of, he's been in John Gross's office. He's been in Josh Whitman's office. Now he can go to Brad Underwood's Illinois office and they can sell him even further. I think this is a huge deal.
Okay.
I think it's a huge deal that he's coming back on campus and that Michigan State is still fighting for him.
Yes, I agree with you. And Derek Piper with IlliniInquirer.com did say it sounded from one of his articles like Brad Underwood really killed it when he went down there. He really, really impressed their family and Mark Smith. And now, like you said, you get him back on campus. Let's don't forget the style, too. I think the style of a Brad Underwood offense, and I'm sure Brad and Jamal Walker and Antigua, they all sat down and said, here's how you're going to project in this offense.
They're selling him as the lead guard.
Yes, that's huge.
Is he a point guard? I don't care about that term.
I don't either.
He's a lead guard.
Yep.
You get the ball in his hands, and you have Trent Frazier, Jalen Coleman-Lands around him, and Tijon Lucas can handle that as well. You need multiple guys that can handle the ball in this offense and in any offense. And that guard system for the next 3-4 years, I'd feel pretty good about that.
I would feel great about that.
And then you're still going after Charlie Moore. Now you got to go find post players.
Right.
But hey, Mark Smith would be a heck of a start.
He would.
He does not have a top 20 or top 10 class anymore. But you add Mark Smith to this and a couple other pieces, this still can be
pretty solid.
That class that springs things forward, especially with a guy like Trent Frazier. DeMonte Williams, I think, is a high ceiling guy. We'll have to see how that works out. But if you have Mark Smith and Trent Frazier to start, I think I'd feel pretty good about that.
And again, I'll go back to this, and I've said it enough that probably people are tired of hearing it, but I give credit to the Smith family as an Illini fan. I'm taking off the professionalism, which I normally don't show anyway. As an Illini fan, I appreciate the patience that the Smiths have shown in Illinois with regards to a coaching change, and then you figure out the patience that they're showing. It's almost as though they're giving Illinois every chance to win this thing, even when Kentucky sniffs around.
You've been saying that for a while, Juan. And it feels there's some truth to that.
I think you just feel it.
Because
you feel as though that's
the case.
They've
had John Calipari in their room.
Right.
They've had Tom Izzo come down to Edwardsville.
Can you imagine?
Right?
Hey, what's up, Coach Cal?
And they're still listening to Illinois, and they're making a trip up here again to hear that again. I think that means a lot.
I do too, and I hope Thursday or Friday we find out. I hope Friday on our show we find out that Mark Smith is in, and that will be a happy Friday.
I would not be shocked if he does not take that Ohio State trip. Like, I mean, that they just seem so like what are they doing in there?
I know,
and it's weird because Ohio State's had this great run, but
they are the outlier in this.
Thad's seen a lot of his games, but it felt like
I agree.
They're just kind of at the back end of this.
Maybe they want to take a trip to Columbus. I don't know. I mean, they've got one more official visit, right? Because the Illinois visit will be unofficial. And again, if you don't know the difference, it's that the school pays for an official.
The expectation was that Kentucky would get a visit, whether official or not, unofficial. And here's the thing: Mark's got another month.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't have to decide until May 17th.
But you know what? This one hasn't worn me out like the others.
No, because it's new.
You're right. It's new.
I mean, he really didn't start. I mean. He really didn't. He took Northern Illinois, IPFW, some other visits like that in the fall.
I'm telling you, I want a book. It can be a short story on Mark Smith and the recruitment process. I want that once he graduates, once he goes to the pros. I want you to pen a book about Mark Smith's recruitment because it's so. I'm sure these happen in other states, but this one seems so rare the way this developed and the way it happened in terms of a kid that had a baseball scholarship. And then all of a sudden he decides he wants to focus more on basketball, and then small colleges look at him. Yeah. And then all of a sudden now you've got Kentucky, Michigan State, Duke, Illinois, all wanting this kid.
It's a heck of an athlete.
It is a really cool story for Mark Smith.
And he's an Illinois Mr. Basketball, and you got two sitting there on the market. Wow. As Derek wrote last week, get one of them.
Man.
And Charlie, get one of them. I'd love to get two of them. I'll take both those guys on my roster. I'll find shots. I'll find minutes.
Like Mike Carpenter said last week, in a real subtle voice in a real subtle way, Illinois is due for a break. And I'm like, you know what? I went into his office. Yeah. I went in there, I grabbed my headphones, and I said, boy, that's good news that Smith didn't land at Michigan State. And he goes, Illinois is due for a break. It was almost like a beaten down carp. And I looked at him and I'm like, I agree.
Be a big win for Brad Underwood.
It would be huge.
If you want to weigh into that poll question, who you're more confident in as a head coach, Brad Underwood or Lovie Smith, you can do that on our Twitter page at Tay and J Show. We got Tay's Take at 5:45. Send in your random questions to 217-359-2255 and Lon will answer those. But coming up, we'll talk Blackhawks. So basically be postmortem.
Not a lot of scores.
I do not see them winning 4 games.
I don't either. Chris Hine will break it down if they can. It is the Tay and J Show.
Tuesdays can't get any respect. Every week it's like, I can't believe it's only Tuesday. No one ever asks, how was your Tuesday? But now there is something exciting about Tuesday. The Tune-Up Tuesday sale at Chief Bauer Service Experts. Get an extra $10 off our lowest sale price on an AC Precision tune-up. That means you'll get a $120 tune-up for only $59 when you book online today at chiefbauer.com. The Tune-Up Tuesday sale at Chief Bauer Service Experts. Take that Saturday.
Are you looking for a new home or planning to refinance your existing home? Hi, this is Todd Duracon from First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, getting you and your home faster with loan closings in 30 days, mortgage loans and refinancing that's fast, friendly, and local. We invite you to visit our experienced team of mortgage experts to find out how First Federal Savings Bank can help you with your loan closing in 30 days. For more information, visit 356bank.com. First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana. Get what you want out of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Renew, energize, and donate. Join Keller Williams Realty of Champaign, the real estate center of Illinois, for their annual Red Day, Thursday, May 11th, the company's annual day of service dedicated to renewing, energizing, and donating to their local communities. As part of the Red Day effort, Keller Williams Associates will spend the day with See You at Home, building new sheds, painting, light remodeling, and landscaping at multiple locations offered by See You at Home. For more information about Red Day, visit kwchampaignredday.com. That's kwchampaignredday.com. Go to kwchampaignredday.com.
Mind-blowing deals happen all day, every day at DealDash.com. Deal Dash is great fun wherever you are with your smartphone. Do you play games on your phone? Why not play to win something real while you're at it? Have fun at DealDash.com. Imagine a brand new 16-megapixel camera for only $1, a 55-inch big screen TV for less than $30, and $500 gift cards to big box retailers for less than $3. Go to DealDash.com for crazy savings and a whole lot of fun. Laptops, smartphones, gift cards, and even furniture. It's like playing a deal-a-minute game of whack-a-mole. Hundreds of deals up to 99% off retail. Your friends will think you won the lottery. Get your first bid pack with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. DealDash.com. It's a rush. For a limited time only, get 100 free bid credits when you use promo code HAPPY at DealDash.com. Start winning the biggest deals of your life. Go to DealDash.com and use code HAPPY to get your 100 free bids.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call Matex Heating and Cooling to take advantage of Trane's Weather Any Season sale. Weather Any Season sale. Choose between special financing for 6 years or special trade-in allowances on qualifying Trane systems. Call 355-9700 or visit us online at mattexservice.com for more information. It's hard to stop a Trane. Any season, any weather. Matex Heating and Cooling, servicing East Central Illinois.
Subject to credit approval. Call for details.
Life is full of twists and turns. You can't see the unknown, but you can certainly prepare for it. Pekin Life Insurance Company offers a variety of term and whole life insurance policies that are designed to meet the needs of individuals and their families. Options include transitional life, universal life, preferred whole life, family term life, and many others. Visit PekinInsurance.com or ask your local Pekin Insurance agent about an affordable, beyond the expected life insurance policy that's right for you.
Hi, it's Stevie J. Start your day with me along with Diane Ducey, weekday mornings 7 to 9, here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
Shout at the devil.
You know what I do love about watching hockey games?
What?
The music selection.
Oh, yeah.
Is right up my alley.
NBA's good at that, too.
I mean, the NBA is a lot of hip-hop, pop music.
Right. And it's so loud.
But hockey, man, they play mainstream rock music.
They totally do.
Which no one listens to it anymore. And I get to hear, like...
It's right up your alley.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Right before the face-off, it just kind of gets you fired up. The other day,
right? Avenged Sevenfold.
Right before the Wild Blues Game 3, they took a shot of Joel Edmondson on the bench, and it was right before the game was about ready to throw the face-off down, and he's singing whatever rock song was on, and it was old school. It was like Meatloaf or something. You know, it was like one of those. But he was sitting there singing it, and I'm like, I've never seen a player actually sing the song.
Well, Chris Hine is a music aficionado, and I wanted to ask Chris, who watches all these hockey games. I always think they always say rock is dead, Chris, but you go to a hockey game, man, they play the hits.
They are rocking it out, absolutely. Although last night we had a little surprise in Nashville before the game. Carrie Underwood came out and sang the national anthem that was not announced, and just kind of showed up and sang it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. She's better than Jim Cornelison.
I saw your tweet about that, and I'm like, man, Jim Cornelison is pretty good, but you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
She was pretty good, Chris.
Yes, she was. I agree. She did it a cappella, too, which is never easy.
Hey, did you get like Jack Daniels or something in your media packet?
We did.
What is going on?
Stunned. I don't know. I was very excited about that. I have yet to take advantage of that. I'm saving it. I think I'm going to save it for after Thursday night. We'll see what happens.
There you go.
It might be the what I break open when the season is over here for the Blackhawks. We'll see what happens.
Might be a little earlier than you thought, Chris. I mean, going into the playoffs, did you think this was possible?
No. If you had told me that we'd be looking at the possibility of a sweep right now in the first round, you couldn't put worse enough odds on that. But there was no way. Mentally, I was preparing for a deep playoff run. Just the way the Blackhawks played in February and March, they looked like the best team in the NHL for about 6 weeks there. And I really thought that once the playoffs started, they clinched the top seed with about a week to go in the regular season. They kind of took their foot off the gas pedal, but this is the Blackhawks. They've won 3 Stanley Cups with this same group of people. I thought once the the playoffs started, they'd be able to step back on that gas pedal and reach that level. And whatever they're doing, it just isn't working right now. They keep going back to that well, and it keeps coming up empty. And right now, I think they're flummoxed. Nashville is just taking it to them physically and with their speed. They're the faster team. They're the more physical team through 3 games. And right now, the Blackhawks look like they don't have an answer for them.
Chris, and you mentioned, by the way, Chris Hine, our guest from the Chicago Tribune covering the Hawks, even down in Nashville. You mentioned how the Blackhawks were playing well in February and March. Now, all of a sudden, this series rolls around. Is this, and you're a guy that's watched more games than I have, is this a Hawks problem, or are the Predators just stepping up? They look fast.
I don't think it's just one thing. I think it's a little bit of both. Right. I think the Predators, as the season got on in the second half of the season, they played very well too.
Sure.
They kind of got things in gear after a really slow start to the year. And the Predators were one of my preseason picks. I think I picked them to win the Western Conference. They were a very trendy preseason pick among hockey writers and analysts. So I think you're finally seeing them put together the kind of effort that I think we all kind of envisioned when the season began and when they made the trade for PK Subban. They've really come on over the last month or so. And I as for the Hawks, part of it is they're not doing the things that they were doing in February and March. The young players like Ryan Hartman and Nick Schmaltz, who were so key to having that success, are struggling right now. They look overwhelmed by their first playoff experience. The veterans, especially the defensemen, look a step slow.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a little bit of tread on the tires right now. I'm not 100% sure, but you're right. Nashville is skating around them and basically imposing their will.
I'm going to ask you you're a guy that remembers everything, right? He can go back and remember songs from 1984. I'm going to ask you to go back to a couple of those cup wins for Chicago. And I think it's true, but if you're going to go deep in the playoffs, you've got to have 3 really good lines. And if you've got a 4th line that is productive, that is just a huge bonus. Do the Blackhawks not necessarily have that? I guess I'm piggybacking on what you're talking about with the youth right now and them not showing up as much. You've got an unbelievable core. We know that in Chicago, but you need to rely on a 3rd and 4th line to get you things done. And was that what happened with Chicago when they won cups and not now?
Yeah, that's exactly. They would have 3, 4 solid lines that you could roll out there. And, in 2015, they had a 4th line that was a really sound defensive line that could take away an opponent's top line, and that could free up the Taves and Kane lines to kind of do their bidding, as it were. But this year, the 4th line is not what it was 2 years ago. It's not as sound defensively. I did think going into the postseason, and I thought they were in good shape in this regard. I looked at their lineup, and they had 3 lines where they had players that had multiple 20-goal scorers on each line. So I really thought that they were in good shape in that respect. But I think in that sense, that's where the inexperience of the young players have come in, because 2 of those players that were so key to those lines working were Nick Schmaltz and Ryan Hartman. And when they can't raise the level of their game, it has a ripple effect throughout the lineup. And I think that's what you're seeing taking place right now is, Quenneville's had to mix and match his lines, and he doesn't have as much balance throughout the lineup. And frankly, Jonathan Taves hasn't been producing, and Patrick Kane finally got on the board last night, but the first 2 games he was silent. So, yeah, it has a ripple effect throughout the lineup when the young players don't produce.
What would be the long-term ramifications if they don't do, which is very unlikely, and win 4 straight? What would be the long-term ramifications of them losing out in this first round?
It's tough to say because I think it's just happened so suddenly that it's taken a little bit of time to digest. I don't think you want to panic because you were the top seed in the Western Conference this year, and that's nothing to shake your head at. If you had just snuck in the playoffs and now we're getting swept in the first round, I think it might be a slightly different conversation. But the way you played during the regular season certainly gives you hope that this team is still a very good team. But it is another year in which that championship window is going to close a little more. Marian Hossa is 38 years old right now, and while he had a great year this year, a really good bounce back year, if they gave away a comeback player of the year award in the NHL, he would be it probably this year. But he's going to be 39 next year, and you don't know that you're going to get the same kind of production out of him. Duncan Keith, the guy who was one of the minutes leaders in the NHL year after year, is not getting any younger. He's 33 years old right now. Brent Seabrook, same thing, right around that same age. Taves and Kane are still in their late 20s, still very much in the prime of their careers. But some of those other core players are getting up there in age a little bit, and you don't know if the wear and tear is going to start to show on their bodies next year.
Chris, I saw a tweet last night and I started laughing. It was actually from a friend of mine who's a Blackhawks fan that was ripping on another fan that was saying that Corey Crawford was not stepping up or whatever. And the guy's like, dude, you've scored 2 goals in 3 games. How can they How can they change? How can they start making offense happen?
If I had the surefire answer to that, I would be making millions of dollars as a coach in the NHL. But it's really hard. It's really tough for me to say because Nashville has got them down to a T defensively right now. They are frustrating them when they carry the puck in the zone. When the Hawks dump it in, Rene goes behind the net and grabs it and tosses it to a teammate, and all of a sudden Nashville's back out of the zone. Nashville's just doing a great job of frustrating zone entries right now for the Blackhawks. They're not letting them get set up in the offensive zone. Quite frankly, it's going to come down to trying to win puck battles along the boards, and you might have to get your offense set up that way. But right now, Nashville is imposing their will. They're the more physical team in that area, and they're pushing the Hawks off of pucks. It's very rare when the Hawks can get set up in the offensive zone.
Right.
They got 2 goals last night, but one of them was a power play goal. 5-on-5, they only have 1 goal through 3 games. So it's a really bad statistic to have, and I'm not sure how you go about it at this point, but they need to find some sort of solution before Thursday night.
Yeah, you got to win faceoffs, and right now Nashville dominating that stat. All right, Chris Hine, I've pulled up 1998.
Oh boy, here we go.
Top 100 songs of 98 on the Billboard year-end charts.
Well, no, you got to give him a date.
Oh, I got to give him a date.
You got to give me a date.
Yeah. So, Jack, why don't give him a date? I'll look up the number.
Give me a date in 1998.
October 9th. October 9th is my birthday. 1998, October 9th.
Ooh, this is a tricky one.
Yeah, this was a busy kind of month.
Was it a busy time? Yeah, I thought so, because I think this is after the classic song "The Boy Is Mine" by Brandy and Monica.
Yeah.
That was number 1 that summer.
Didn't you pick that as a duet or whatever?
Yeah, it was my top duet of all time. On the 5 and 5.
Yeah, I mean it's a classic.
Hey, they're filming Chicago Fire behind it.
In Nashville.
How about The First Night by Monica?
He is unbelievable.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. What was your other guess? If you had to guess one more, Chris.
I remember it being kind of around like Lauryn Hill and Aerosmith. I think were also number 1 at that time.
I Don't Want to Miss a Thing was September.
I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Yeah, was number 1 the first night, and then 1 week was number 1 for 1 week.
Yeah,
and then the
for
first
1 week.
Yeah, then the first night was again for 3 weeks.
We can tell you right now, Chris Hine did this in front of us.
Yes,
so he's not Googling this stuff.
He's
right
got too much pride to do
This is ridiculous. How did you? Lauryn Hill, he came up with. That's
That
unbelievable.
was a huge song. That
was.
Hey,
big.
Chris.
That was her big thing. Yeah.
Chris, great job covering this. You might be home a little early. You might have. We have a little time off, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do with myself. I just had in my head thought I'm going to be doing this for 2 months,
no
maybe,
doubt,
and how it might be over on Thursday. We'll see.
Going to be hammering down Jack Daniels every night. I love it. Chris Hine, Chicago Tribune. We appreciate it, my friend.
Thanks, guys. As always, appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Chris Hine does a great job. Yeah, if you didn't
There's some rare talents.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Cody Westerlund, when we were in college, did this at a bar for one night with Chris for like 3 hours.
And he just continued to get it right. Yeah. I mean, and what's amazing is if he doesn't nail that number 1 song, he gets it that was like the number 2 song.
Right. He would have said, like, I don't want to miss a thing.
Right.
Which was right the week before.
That's unreal. All right, Illini basketball fans, we've got more on your recruiting. Derek Piper coming up at 4:30.
I want to do an excitement meter for Illini Hoops prospects coming up next.
Okay, we'll do it. It's the Tay and J Show.
Need new tires? How would you like to save $200 on a set of 4 select Goodyear tires? Right now at CarX Tire and Auto, get up to $200 in savings when you purchase a set of 4 Goodyear tires and use the CarX Drive Card credit card. Your Champaign CarX man has the right tires for your vehicle at any of his 3 convenient locations. And now up to $200 off. Stop in, call, or schedule online at CarX.com.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
See store for details.
The sounds of spring and the smell of flowers in the air, they all add up to Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team. That lush green lawnscape is a result of a reputation earned through consistent performance. They become your favorite through quality service and professionalism. Spring Green will service and maintain your lawnscape with seeding, aeration, fertilizing, weed reduction, disease, and insect control. Now the ease and trouble-free convenience of Spring Green's professional lawn care's full program is yours at savings of 20% for new customers. It's backed by the guarantee of satisfaction. Over 32 years of satisfied customers reflect their commitment to Champaign-Urbana and the Mattoon-Charleston area. Call Spring Green at 217-359-2111 or online at spring-green.com at 217-359-2111. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
The Fox Report.
I'm Lisa Brady. And this is a Fox News alert. A deadly shooting in downtown Fresno. Police do have a suspect in custody. Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal with this live.
Lisa, Fresno Police Chief Jerry Dyer says they arrested Corey Ali Mohammed after he shot 3 white men randomly in downtown Fresno. He opened fire at a man in a utility truck, then turned down another street and shot and killed another man. A third man was killed in the parking lot of Catholic Charities. Police responded, and one officer spotted a man running down the street.
He literally dove onto the ground and was taken into custody. And as he was taken into custody, he yelled out, Ali Akbar.
Dyer says they had checked out his Facebook page earlier and found postings in which he said he hated white people. They said they'd been looking for Mohammed around the clock since last Thursday after he allegedly murdered a motel security guard. Lisa.
Thanks, Jessica. A nationwide manhunt for the so-called Facebook killer is over after the Cleveland man took his own life during a brief police chase in Pennsylvania. His murder of a 74-year-old retiree had been posted on Facebook Live.
We have a lot more to do here.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg pledging to do all they can to help prevent tragedies. A work visa program popular with tech giants and others being targeted by the president in Wisconsin to sign an executive order. Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso live in Kenosha.
Lisa, President Trump won Wisconsin in November, and in his first trip back as president, he put pen to paper here at Snap-on Tools in Kenosha, signing an executive order to create and to bring back jobs.
Bold new steps to follow through on my pledge to buy American and hire American.
The order clamps down on guest worker visas. Lisa.
Thanks, Jeff. The Dow down 113, fair and balanced.
Ready for a new tractor? At LS Tractor, we'll be the first to tell you to shop and compare. That's right, shop our competition. We're that confident that the LS Tractor combination of more standard features, better performance, competitive price, and proven commitment to customer satisfaction deliver value that's unequaled by another tractor. Period. Want more tractor for your money? Look around. You'll see there's one that gives it to you. LS Tractor. Excel in your field. Learn more at lstractorusa.com.
5 times more hires are made through Indeed.com than any other job site, according to independent research. Imagine a lottery that had 5 times more winners, or a Sunday with 5 times more touchdowns. When you're hiring, it makes 5 times more sense to use Indeed. Right now, we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job on the world's #1 job site. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Movement on tax reform.
So look, let's just plug away.
House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Kevin Brady telling Fox News they'll start hearings on a House blueprint next week, even as work continues on a new Obamacare replacement plan. Vice President Mike Pence continuing a Pacific Rim trip with more tough talk on North Korea during a meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister in Tokyo.
The Vice President basically saying that for decades now, really, successive administrations here at the White House have tried to reach out to North Korea to get it to stand down with its nuclear program, cutting deals only to watch North Korea cheat on those deals and then make demands for even sweeter deals. So Pence insisting again that the Obama-era policy of strategic patience, which is basically to watch what North Korea is doing and wait, is over, but also downplaying any imminent military actions.
Fox's John Roberts. North Korea vowing to conduct weekly missile tests. A closely watched vote in Georgia to fill an open seat in Congress.
The special election in suburban Atlanta to fill the U.S. House seat vacated by Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price has the attention of President Trump, who has urged supporters to vote through tweets and even a robocall. Democrat John Ossoff is leading in the polls of a very crowded field that includes more than a dozen candidates. If nobody hits 50% of the vote, a runoff election between the top two vote getters happens in June. Jared Howard, Fox News.
The NCAA awarding several championship events to North Carolina, including men's basketball tournament games in 2020 and 2021. This a few weeks after announcing the board reluctantly agreed to put the state back in the running for rolling back its bathroom law, despite continued concern about limits on transgender rights. File your taxes yet?
Because I owe money and I don't like to give an interest-free loan to the government.
Still have until midnight in New York. I'm Lisa Brady on Fox News Radio.
Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to keep you comfortable all year long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Tonight, partly cloudy. Oh, there you are. Way to join us in studio for the radio show. A low of 57. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. High 80. Low of 65. Thursday, thunderstorms. High 72. A low of 44. Right now, sunny. 75 in Champaign-Urbana.
All right, that was my bad. Carp and I were in a serious discussion about Illinois basketball, and all of a sudden the interns are like, Lon, you're on like right now.
All of a sudden I heard Jane wrapping up, and I'm like, somebody get Lon! Somebody get Lon!
All right, Lonte, a tardy Lonte, and Jeremy Warner, Tay and J Show, just visited with Chris Hines, Chicago Tribune. We're going to talk to Derek Piper, IlliniInquirer.com at 4:30. And then I'm excited for this. At 5:25, Matt Bolot, Eastern Illinois women's basketball coach, is going to join us via the phone. We'll see how his voice sounds via the phone.
Yeah.
He always came in studio with us, and he's got like the pipes. So this will be interesting. I'm excited for Matt.
Yeah.
I know they had their first practice, I think, today, or I don't know if you call it a practice.
He was officially introduced yesterday.
Okay.
But yeah, they've had some workouts. I know he had practice today. So I know he's in the middle of the reason he can't come. I think he's in the middle of interviewing for assistants.
Oh, wow.
So that's part of the gig right now, too.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to talk to Matt. And I'm sure, this is a little bit of a tough pill to swallow. You're a head coach at the University of Illinois. You came here with a resume that was sparkling, outstanding, and you did not get it done at Illinois. So now it's kind of like starting all over with regards to coaching for Matt Bolon. But we'll be able to talk to him and see what he thinks of that.
We are just, a week and 2 days away from the NFL draft.
Yes.
Are you excited about it?
Can I tell you something that's funny about that?
I want to get to our excitement meter for Illini Hoops Targets here in a second to prelude Derek Piper, IlliniInquirer.com. But we're 9 days away from the NFL draft, and the Bears with a huge
they are
draft ahead of them. Not just the number 3 pick, but their second round. Right. I mean, this is a big draft for Ryan Pace and John Fox.
Real quick, side note to that. This morning, I was driving into work, and when I drive to work, it's only about a 10-minute drive, right? But I listened to either Stevie's show, and they were on a commercial, so I flipped it to KMOX in St. Louis, and they were on a commercial, and I flipped down the dial, and I got it to 670 the score. And I'm like, I kind of want to hear what they say, because the Cubs are not playing well. The Blackhawks are elimination. I'm like, this could be interesting to hear what Chicago is saying. They were talking about the NFL draft. Huh? That's exactly what they were talking about. And what's funny, to your point, it struck me like, oh, man, that is coming up. I really honestly I've paid no attention to it at all.
We've had so much else going on.
We have had a lot going on
around here. That we haven't talked about it quite as much.
This is a huge draft for the Bears.
Yeah, and for the Illini, I mean, they got 3 guys I think will definitely get drafted.
Yeah.
DeJuan Smoot, Carroll Phillips. I think Smoot's kind of fallen to 3rd-ish round. I think Phillips is probably 4th or 5th round, something like that. I think Hardy Nickerson will get drafted.
Okay,
too.
That's awesome.
Just because I think he's going to be a kid you can have as a linebacker. Maybe he's a backup, but you know he's going to make plays on special teams, all that. But tomorrow, maybe I'll bring in my book. Nolan Naraki, who's an Illinois grad, played football here. Every year he has a great draft guide. We can kind of break down the prospects. Another guy to watch, I don't think he's going to get drafted, but I do think he'll get into camp, is Wes Lund.
Okay.
And Naraki has a really interesting breakdown of Wes Lund.
That'd be cool to read that. And I know this, I don't think this is the year of the quarterback, but there's some sexy names out there. With Mitch Trubisky, of course, we watched him with North Carolina. Kaiser from Notre Dame.
Yeah, here's the thing. Those quarterbacks, they're intriguing, but they're not Mariota. They're not Winston. They're not Andrew Luck, right?
They're kind of a risk.
Yeah.
To take.
I mean, all of them are risks usually coming out, but no, you're right. I mean, they're more risky if you need a quarterback this year, and that's what makes that Bears pick really intriguing. Like if they took Deshaun Watson, I'd be like, okay,
yeah,
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
If they took Trubisky, I'd be like, okay, we'll see how it works out. But I can also be like Jamal Adams. Okay, you got your safety, hopefully for the next 6 to 10 years.
Yep, I agree.
And if you get Marshawn Lattimore, hopefully
Yep.
he can be a stud cornerback. Or if you take Solomon Thomas or Jonathan Allen. I'm okay with a lot of these things, but it's intriguing to see where Ryan Pace will go if he feels like, I got to get my quarterback now, even if there's questions about it, or I'm just going to get a really, really good piece, and we'll find our quarterback some other way.
Carp and I will have to preview that next week when you're gone on vacation. So we'll get that preview of the NFL draft. It's always a fun draft when the Browns are number 1 because you really honestly have no idea what Cleveland's going to do.
It's going to be Myles Garrett.
I mean, you'd think, right? If
He's
they don't take Myles
the top
Garrett,
prospect in this draft.
If they don't do that, then that's crazy, and that'll just be so Browns.
I think the more interesting thing is the trades, because I don't think anybody wants to trade to 2 or 3.
Nope.
Because they don't have to go there to maybe get Trubisky or Watson or whoever.
I think once you get down to about 5, 6, you could start seeing some trades happening for quarterbacks moving up.
All right, let's do an excitement meter.
Right.
Can you give me a game show music here?
I can. Let me find it.
Let's talk some Illini hoops. There's a lot of targets out there right now that they're looking for.
Oh, there it is.
Illinois basketball. So let's do our excitement meter for Illinois basketball on a scale of 1 to 10. 1. I'm not even there.
Yeah.
Or 10, like oh my God.
Okay.
So let's start the excitement meter.
Because there's one kid on here, I don't even know who it is.
Right.
Okay.
That's why I put him on.
So 1 for him.
This is supposed to be informational, too.
Okay.
Mark Smith.
10. Ding, ding, ding.
4-star guard out of Edwardsville, Illinois, Mr. Basketball.
He's my 10 for so many different reasons.
Did you hear that, Mark? You're a 10.
You're a 10.
You're a 10 for Lon.
You're on my top 5 guys ever. I don't even know. You're not that good.
I want to ask this. All right? If you had to rank your guys, Lon's had guys for the longest time, and Illinois hasn't gotten any of them. Where would Mark rank on that list?
My number 1 guy was Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
My number 2 guy was probably Tyler Ulis. Who was my 3 guy? There's one out there I'm missing.
Was Levette or Charlie Moore your guy?
It was Levette.
Okay.
Mark Smith would be number
3?
3. He'd be behind Bronson and Ulis.
Which that's a pretty good record of guys for Lon.
Right. And everybody, all of our listeners say, quit picking a guy because they never come to Illinois.
Would Mark Smith be the biggest commitment or signing? I'll say signing of the Tay and J era.
Ooh, because you've had LaRon Black, Jalen Coleman Lands, which was good because he was an Indiana kid, and that excites me.
Kendrick Nunn.
Yes, it would be. Because you'd be beating Michigan State and Kentucky for him.
If Tillman had signed, would Smith be number 1? I say yes.
I was about ready to say yeah.
I say yes.
I think so too. I mean, although you beat good guys for Tillman too. Yeah, I think Mark Smith because he just fits it perfect. But he's a 10 for me.
By the way, Tillman, what's going on there?
Somebody asked a great question, texted in. If Smith commits to Illinois, would that change Tillman's mind?
I think they've moved on.
Did Illinois fans?
I think they've moved on.
Did we do irreparable damage?
I don't think Illinois fans did that column in St. Louis, whatever.
Yeah.
They're just looking for angles, and I guess it was a slow day. Right. Every fan base is going to have stupid people going after 18 years old.
Right.
But no, I mean, I just think he's decided to go elsewhere. I think Illinois should decide to go elsewhere.
Fair enough.
Even if he crawls back, I don't know if you do that.
Okay.
Because it's like, okay, what's going to tell us that, hey, in a year you're going to be like, I'm getting out of here.
Fair.
Right?
That's fair.
I mean, you got a culture to set, too.
Yep, I agree. 100%.
All right, excitement meter. Francesco Badacci, 6'7", lanky, springy, really athletic forward out of Kansas.
I'm looking at the interns for...
It's like the price is right.
Yeah, I'm looking at...
7?
We got 6. Harry? 7 there. If he was a golfer and Mike Small was bringing him in, I'd be really excited, right? Because I'd be like...
The foreigners will love him.
Right, Small's got another one, and he's going to be good. This kid, because he would help exactly what Illinois needs right now, and because there's not a lot of guys out there right now that could help you immediately in this situation, because he'd be an immediate guy, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, it would at least be a 7. I think the importance is more than excitement. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I'd have a 6 for him.
Okay.
He's a fairly unknown. He's 6'7", no doubt high major athlete, does 2 things extremely well.
Can rebound, right?
Can dunk and block shots and rebound, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do those things pretty well. Doesn't have a lot of tools in the skill set proven yet, but he can be a difference maker at the rim on defense and on offense and offensive rebounder. I don't know if he's Brian Randall.
Okay.
I mean, Randall was a proven guy.
Right.
And Power Fives were all over him, and Illinois got him. But that kind of complementary piece, that kind of athleticism, I'd register at least a 6 for that kind of role play.
I agree, because I think he could come in and help immediately.
Taylor Bruninga, excitement meter for the Illini Bluff senior forward. Taylor Bruninga, who just took an official visit to Illinois State, Northern Iowa. IPFW is in his top 5.
Harry just texted me, and I can't say it on the air. Here's the key, though, guys. A 5 to me would be an average guy, right?
Yeah.
So that's usually where I would put this kid, but I'm giving him a little bit more. I'm going 6 because I'm tired of the Ethan Happs of the world, and I'm just go down the list of all the white dudes that left and went and did so well at Wisconsin and
Max
other places.
Bielfeldt.
Exactly. So because of that, I think a 6 for a guy that you could get here, develop, and by the time he's a second semester sophomore to a senior, he turns into a really quality Tyler Griffey kind of player.
I've talked to 3 different people about Bruninga. 6'8", skilled, moves pretty well, but not all that athletic. And all 3 of them don't think he's a Big Ten player.
Wow, okay.
And here's a quote from one of the people I talked to. He's not a Big Ten caliber kid. Could he be Alec Peters 2.0? Yeah, he could. But obviously him and Peters are a different style of play.
Yeah.
Bruninga's a little taller. Peters is more of a perimeter-oriented guy. Peters played at a higher level in high school, had way more interest in high school. I think Bruninga's good, man, but for Illinois, he's a redshirt candidate. He's good family, too. You're not going to have red flags like that. He can do a bit of everything and plays hard, but that alone ain't going to get it done for him in the Big Ten.
Okay.
If you're 7 foot, it's a different story. This is a kid, I think,
is he the
that you can redshirt and in sophomore, junior, senior year can be maybe a nice role player for you. So if Illinois decides, this kid can fit in my offense, but he's got to be a really good shooter.
Agree.
And he was 41% at Class A level.
Okay.
Michael Finke did it at a higher level.
Right.
And I think that's a fair comparison. I even asked somebody, is there a fair comparison there? They said yes, maybe. But Finke shot it at a little better clip at that level. But, I think he can turn into a player. And most people acknowledge, though, that he's not a Big Ten player now.
Okay.
He hasn't focused on basketball a long time, and he's got at least a ceiling where he can be a role player in the Big Ten.
Tell me if I'm on with this analogy. The kid that played for Northwestern from Pekin.
Taphorn?
Taphorn.
I think this kid's better.
Better, okay.
Taphorn, better shooter, though. He did that one thing really well.
Yeah, he did.
Bruninga just does a little bit of everything, but none of them quite at a Big Ten prospect level, but he's still growing.
Yes. I just think that Illinois doesn't have those role guys that they've developed.
If this was a 13th scholarship guy, I can get on board with that maybe
too.
A little bit. But
all right, you've talked me down to a 5 then. I'm just average on him.
I'm at a 3 for Taylor Bruninga.
Okay.
Carlton Bragg,
You and Harry are both like a 3. Carlton Bragg. Wow. I'm going to go... Wow.
I love how you're doing the prices.
I know. They're a lot more than me. I'm going to go, and I think, just the things off the court, the culture, maybe not off the court, but the culture scares me a little here, because I just don't know if I want to intertwine that right now with Brad Underwood.
The talent is tantalizing.
I'll go 7. The kids wanted 8. I'll go 7 on Carlton Bragg. I think it'd be a name. I think Illini fans would be excited because they remember recruiting him. Yeah. And he played it. I mean, he went to Kansas.
Yeah.
So, if Bill Self wanted him, then maybe I want him.
I don't know enough about his situation.
Right.
One of the arrests he had was proven wrong.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But he's put himself in some bad situations.
Yeah.
So I would have a 5.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's like talent-wise, I'd be 9.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Without
if he had
a doubt.
no red flags, I'd be like all over this kid. He's exactly what Illinois is going to need in 2 years, and you get 2 years of him. He could be a high-level player in the Big Ten, and I think he can be.
Yes.
So it's up to Underwood and Josh Whitman to figure out if those red flags are enough.
Okay.
The reason I have a 5 is because I've seen what the wrong personality as a transfer, and with a big ego and a big personality, what that can do to a culture at Illinois.
Good call.
And with the basketball program under John Gross.
That's the thing that scares me. Okay, you've talked me down to a 6. You're talking me down here. This isn't fair.
But that's if Underwood and Whitman sign off on it, I might go up a little bit just because I'm like, okay, I maybe I have to trust those guys a little bit, but the talent is just ridiculous.
Right in the middle of our excitement level, we get a text that says Brad Underwood needs to recruit a couple of 7-footers. I don't know why that's funny, but I mean, true, we need height.
I want length and athleticism. That's
I'd
what I
rather
want.
have a 6'9" guy.
Speaking of
jumpy,
excitement meter for Illinois State grad transfer Mikhail McIntosh, 6'7", 235, 240, athletic.
Okay.
Shoots the 3 at about a 35% clip.
Okay.
Plays really good defense, though.
That you just said it. And I remember watching 2 Illinois State games where he dominated on the defensive end. Think about next year, kids, before you throw up your 2s and your 4s, and who's going to play defense on the interior. I'll give you time to think. Nobody.
Now, he's a 4 at Illinois.
Right.
He's 6'7", right?
That's the problem, is you've got 4s already. That's the problem.
But he gives you some size and athleticism.
Defensively, Michael Finke is not, we understand that he's not very good defensively. Maybe he can change that.
That's saying it nicely.
LaRon Black doesn't.
Not very much better.
Appear to want to be very good defensively.
He fouls better.
So right now you've got nobody to play defense underneath. So I'd give at least a 6 to this.
I think next year.
Fit well.
There's a 1-year deal.
Yep.
But if you want to make a run next year and have a better chance, I think this kid fits. I'd be a 6. Yeah,
I do too.
I think I wouldn't be all that excited. Like, oh, this is the missing piece for an NCAA tournament.
I wouldn't either.
But like John Eakey, like Sam McCorn, I think he gives you a better chance, and he's better than those guys.
Yes.
I mean, this is going to be the Missouri Valley Player of the Year top 3 candidate.
I mean, he's not Reggie. He's not Reggie Lynch.
No, he's not that size. But 6'7", 235, 240 with athleticism. He can stretch a defense with his 3s. Not a great shooter.
No.
But Malcolm was about 35%. He didn't shoot as many 3s as Malcolm.
And he can play defense, Jeremy.
Yes.
And nobody can play defense underneath for Illinois next year.
I'd give him a call.
I would too.
All right, one more.
Okay.
Excitement meter for Mr. Brady Ernst. Brady Ernst. Who is that, you ask?
I don't know who this is, because right now I've got 2 2s coming from the other room.
6'10", from Indian Hills Community College. Averaged 9.4 points, 6.5 rebounds.
Harry's has the same problem with Taylor Berninga right now, is what he's telling me.
Last year. But he's
6'10".
Pretty athletic. He dunks.
Oh.
He dunks. And gets up there for a white boy.
Yeah.
He was committed to Iowa State. Didn't go there, probably academics. Then was committed to Xavier, but those two seem to split part ways.
You've piqued my
Nebraska
interest.
is interested here.
Okay.
VCU, I think he's visited. Florida Gulf Coast, he's visited, so you know he can dunk.
Is the white kid from Nebraska still playing for Nebraska?
Is it Michael Jacobson? I don't remember who there.
No, I'm talking about the Andrew White.
Oh, Andrew White, no.
Is the white kid from Nebraska.
This kid has 3 years of eligibility left.
Wow. And he's 6'10". I think you're selling. Jeremy is selling you guys. He's selling Harry.
Here's what I think he is. He's a guy.
Okay. He's a guy.
You could use a guy.
You're right.
I need a guy in the post.
So
who's going to be your guys in the post the next 2 years?
If I end up with this class, Mark Smith, Frazier, DeMonte, Ernst, and McIntosh.
You still got one scholarship.
Oh, my goodness. And Francesco Baldocci.
Yeah, I think that'd be all right.
You'd add some size.
Ernst, though, if he were a 2-year guy, I'd feel better about it.
But he's a 3-year.
Or if you're a 1-year guy, I'd feel better about it.
Because if he gets there and he's nothing.
You're investing 3 years in him.
Okay.
I think I'd be a 3 here.
Okay, same here.
He's a guy. He's a body. He's got some athleticism.
He is a guy.
But you might want a little more. He's intriguing.
Intriguing would be the right way to say that. Yeah, let's go 3 on him.
There you go.
So right now we've got McIntosh at a 6 and a priority.
Bragg, I had at a 5-6-ish.
I had a 7.
Baldocci, I had 6-7-ish.
Yeah, because I think he would help you immediately.
Mark Smith, 10.
Oh.
Brininga, 3, I had. You had 5?
Yeah, I had a 5. Yeah, you talked me down to a 5.
Okay.
And then Brady Ernst.
There you go. That's our excitement meter.
I like that little lesson.
Indian Hills Community College.
Are we going to put Derek Piper through that same excitement level real quick?
He'll just break down these guys.
I was going to say that's
what
what we'll do. We'll do it next. Derek Piper, IlliniInquirer.com, talking more Illinois recruiting. Next, it is the Tay and J Show.
Spring is finally here, which means you're probably planning picnics at the park and road trips you've been waiting for all winter. It also means the Honda Dream Garage sales event is back. It's the best time of year to find the perfect kind of Honda for everything you have planned this spring. Whether that's the let's see where this road takes us kind of Honda.
Let's go!
Or the trip to take the kids apple picking kind of Honda.
Here we go.
Yes, I love apples. Apples rock.
Or, well, the perfect Honda for you. Because right now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% APR on awesome Hondas, like the 2017 Accord. That's a Kelley Blue Book Best Buy with available 7-inch display audio kind of Honda.
Visit your local Central Illinois Honda dealers today.
See dealer for financing details. For more information, visit KelleyBlueBooksKBB.com. Kelley Blue Book is a registered trademark of Kelley Blue Book Co., Inc.
It's warming up around Champaign, and that means it's time to get outside and ride in a Polaris off-road vehicle. And the best time to buy is during the Polaris Spring Sales event. You'll find great financing, plus rebates up to $2,000. You'll even get a free 2-year extended warranty on any full-size Ranger, or any Sportsman 450 or 570 ATV. See your Polaris dealer now. Offers valid through April and vary by model. No charge for promotional 2-year extended warranty. See dealer for details. Off-road vehicles can be hazardous to operate. Always wear a helmet and take a safety training course. Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. When you work with GTPS, you'll never have to call an 800 number in a different state. You deal with people who live and work in our community and know it's important to your business. GTPS is your local source for business insurance, property, general liability, workers' compensation, and group health insurance, and they'll work with you to formulate the best package for the needs of you and your business. Contact a GTPS insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
Hanson's Auto Repair in Urbana is a family-owned and operated full-service garage. For over 40 years, they've offered friendly atmosphere, quality work, and reasonable prices. Whether it's an oil change, brake service, or engine replacement, Hanson's Auto does it all. They're a locally owned dealer who cares, providing fast, comprehensive, and expert service. Family-owned, operated, and trusted since 1966. Hanson's Auto Repair, 1202 East Washington in Urbana. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Visit them online at hansonsautorepair.com. Tuesdays can't get any respect. Every week it's like, I can't believe it's only Tuesday. No one ever asks, how was your Tuesday? But now there is something exciting about Tuesday. The Tune-Up Tuesday sale at Chief Bauer Service Experts. Get an extra $10 off our lowest sale price on an AC Precision tune-up. That means you'll get a $120 tune-up for only $59 when you book online today at chiefbauer.com. The Tune-Up Tuesday sale at Chief Bauer Service Experts.
Take that, Saturday.
Renew, energize, and donate. Join Keller Williams Realty of Champaign, the real estate center of Illinois, for their annual Red Day, Thursday, May 11th, the company's annual day of service dedicated to renewing, energizing, and donating to their local communities. As part of the Red Day effort, Keller Williams Associates will spend the day with See You at Home, building new sheds, painting, light remodeling, and landscaping at multiple locations offered by See You at Home. For more information about Red Day, visit kwchampagneredday.com. That's kwchampagneredday.com. Go to kwchampagneredday.com.
Coach Mike Ditka is not just talking sports. What'll he say next? Hear him here Monday and Friday mornings from 7:30 to 8 with Brother Johnny and me, Stevie J, on ESPN Radio 93.5.
I'm Jeremy Warner with your 428 Sports Update, brought to you by Prairie View Landscaping. Save up to 25% off your 2017 lawn care through the end of the month. Just email mypvdiscount@gmail.com. Big news in baseball. Pirates outfielder Starling Marte has been suspended for 80 games after testing positive for nandrolone. That's an anabolic steroid and a banned PED. Marte also not eligible for postseason play, so he won't play tonight against the Cardinals, who host the Pirates, with Mike Leake taking on Chad Kuhl. 7:15 first pitch. Hear it here, loud and clear, on ESPN Radio 93.5. Cubs have lost 5 of 6.
Wow.
Trade them all off.
Yep, get rid of
Send
them.
Brett Anderson to the mound against Jimmy Nelson. Hear it on our sister station, 105.9. The White Sox send Miguel Gonzalez against the Red Hot Yankees and Luis Severino. The Yanks have won 8 straight. NBA playoffs, the Bulls look to go up 2-0 on the top-seeded Boston Celtics tonight. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. Illinois football suffered another in-state stinger in recruiting today. Tuscola offensive lineman Hunter Woodard committed to Oklahoma State. He received an offer from Illinois last week. Of the top 20 in-state prospects in the class of 2018, 13 have committed, but just one has given the pledge to Illinois. That's Peoria quarterback Karan Taylor. Northwestern has commitments from 5 of the state's top 20 prospects. Good news for Illinois basketball, though. Edwardsville guard Mark Smith is scheduled to take another unofficial visit to Illinois. That's coming this week on Thursday.
I like it.
Michigan State visiting the Illinois Mr. Basketball in-home today. Duke is scheduled to visit him tomorrow, though Grayson Allen is returning to Duke for his senior season. Smith also has an official visit scheduled this weekend for Ohio State.
No. You don't want to go there. Is Thad Matta all right?
Spreading rumors.
I know. Well, he's the one that did it. Well, no, it was another coach that did it that said he was dying. All right, it's the Tay and J Show. Lonte, Jeremy Warner, 525, Matt Bolant, former Illini women's basketball coach, now the head coach with the Panthers at Eastern Illinois. He'll join us at 525. 545, Tay's Take. I'll answer any one of your questions, minus politics.
I want to get your thoughts on North Korea.
No.
Crazy person. That's my thoughts.
That'd be mine as well. If you want to get your Tay's Take question in, just not text Jeremy. You can text Jeremy on the Chief Bauer text line at 359-2255. But you can, tweet? You can tweet Jeremy at J Warner Scouts.
You know who I didn't put in the excitement meter? Cam Johnson.
Cam
the kid
Johnson.
from Pitt.
He'd be a 10.
I'd say, 9 or...
9 or a 10 right now. Mainly because of what we need.
Yeah.
Of what Illinois needs, and that's what they need.
How about Ed Morrow? If I put Ed Morrow on
Oh, 12. You know me. I like Ed Morrow, man.
I don't think Illinois is going to have a chance to get him, most likely.
That's a Big Ten to a Big Ten thing,
yeah,
right?
it'd probably be blocked.
It would be tough for that. So, yeah, I don't think so. Are we playing Pipe Song?
No.
Come on.
No.
I like playing
All
this
right,
song.
whatever.
Why not? It's time for Terry.
Beautiful voice.
So, Bro's gonna get some.
He gone.
No, I didn't.
Bro's gonna get some.
He gone.
4 and 5 stars.
No, right?
Let's
got
go
4s.
Oh, that's right.
Did have 1-5, but did have a chance to sign him.
With Derek Piper.
Yeah. Pipes, what's up, buddy?
Play the hit, man.
We got to do a new one, Derek.
I agree. We do need to do one.
I'll try to find some Drake for you. All right?
Brad Underwood now.
Pipe It Up is a great song.
Ooh.
Pipe it up.
Hey, is Pipes, is that catching on? Are people calling you Pipes?
Yeah, Pipe. People call me Pipe back in high school. You can call me whatever you want.
Man,
How do you feel about the message board name you got going right now?
Oh, no.
Pipe Daddy. It's a little, that one's a little too much for me.
Pipe Daddy.
You know, I typed that one into Google a couple of days ago and trying to find out some meanings. Because some people said that it was really bad. I should put an end to it. I don't know. I've been called worse, I think. I'm not really sure. So
Urban Dictionary.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Pipe Daddy, man. I better not use it then if it's bad.
Well, Derek, we talked about this in the first hour. You reported as well that Illinois is getting a visit from Mark Smith on Thursday. This is kind of a big deal.
It's huge to get him not only in front of Brad Underwood and Jamal Walker one more time, but to bring him to campus to get a chance to have that environment. I'm sure Josh Whitman will be involved. You get all those resources, the support staff, able to take him wherever he wants, wherever you want to go, man. You want to go to State Farm Center, you want to sit in the locker room, hang out with some of the guys. We're trying to make this place feel like home, and I think that Illinois has hung around long enough now that you start to see some of those tugs at the heart from Mark Smith, and Kentucky's fallen out of it, and Duke popped up, and it sounds like they're probably going to be out of it now too. Michigan State's the big one you got to beat, and they have the in-home visit tonight. But for him to schedule that campus visit to come up one more time, he's already been here twice. He went to the bragging rights game, and he's had a lot of reasons, as we said before, a lot of reasons to drop Illinois along the way, and he hasn't done so. So I think this shows that Illinois is in a pretty good spot.
And he wants to hear more, right? He wants to hear more from Illinois, which I think Michigan State's sitting there going like, what?
Yeah, right.
Hey, you wanted us involved in this thing, and we wanted to close on the official. So why do you think there is maybe a pull to Illinois, despite Michigan State making a lot of logical sense?
I think it's just about being the guy. I think that's something special to him. When you think about Michigan State, obviously, I'm not going to argue with Tom Izzo and his ability to win. That's going to be a Final Four team next year with or without Mark Smith if he goes there. That brings even stronger players off the bench. But his ability to develop guards, when you look at Denzel Valentine, Gary Harris. But at Illinois, you can be the guy. You can come in. You can maybe be one of the best players on the floor as soon as you start. You can be the featured guard, the lead guard, and this is an offense that is really predicated around guards that can make plays, surround you with shooters, and just be part of the future. So I think there's a unique sell there with Illinois, and it's kind of been a place that he's looked at a lot, and it was the offer that he really, really wanted when he was just starting his senior year. He got it, changed his head coach. But Brad Underwood did a really, really good job with an in-home visit with Antigua, with Jamal Walker, when this was trending away from Illinois, when Tillman decided to open up his thing, and then he was about to go to that Michigan State official. So they got him to hang on, and I think they've done a great job of saying, this is how we're going to use you right away. And we can show that, and there's proof in that. So they have a very good sell.
Follow Derek Piper on Twitter at Pipe Daddy. At D Piper Scout is actually his Twitter handle. What would it mean?
Parody account, right?
Right.
Hey, if you get a parody account, Derek, that means you made it.
Oh, no doubt. That would be cool to have one of those. All right, so we talked about when they recruited Cliff Alexander and what that would mean to get a 5-star, or to get a guy like that. And then we talked about with Jeremiah Tillman. What does that mean? That's a sexy thing to other recruits that Illinois is landing a 5-star guy. What does it mean with Mark Smith? Not a 5-star guy, but a guy that's being courted right now by Duke, maybe. The news with Grayson Allen is good news for us. But with Duke, Kentucky, Michigan State coming in, what does that mean if Illinois can land him to other recruits down the road for Brad Underwood?
Yeah, it says a lot perception-wise because you haven't had a Mr. Basketball show up, to play on your campus since Jeremy Richmond. And when you're able to say that you won a recruiting battle against Michigan State, against Duke, against Kentucky, even though Duke was barely in it and Kentucky wasn't in it that long, but at the same time, Underwood hasn't been here for that long. So to start a tenure off like that when you've lost to Jeremiah Tillman just kind of shows, and just at the need position, the position that's really that so important for this system to work and to operate, and the fact that Mark's going to have a shot to be, an NBA player at the end of his, tenure in college. So I think it's going to say a lot about coming in and landing Mr. Basketball and the expectations that Underwood has for this program and how he views this program and where it's going to go and how they're going to restore what it used to be. This is that huge first step if they were able to get it done. So I think it would say a lot to the state, who's definitely watching. Everybody knows how good Mark Smith was and how he blew up. And kids that aren't even on the radar want to be the next Mark Smith. So I think that would be absolutely huge for Underwood.
Francesco Badacci was on campus for an official visit. I'm not sure if he still is, Derek, but how does that kid fit in, and what do you think of Illinois' chances there?
Yeah, he's athletic. He's 6'7". He dunks a lot. He runs the floor. Maybe
dunks.
He kind of reminds you of dunks. Those are nice.
Those are cool.
If you want to fit, something easier, Frankie's what his coaches call him. So you call him Frankie. Kind of reminds you of Brian Randall a little bit. He's not a guy you want to shoot a corner three against Virginia Tech in a tournament game, but a guy that can do a lot of other things that you like. So the official visit that started yesterday, Underwood called about 2 weekends ago, and it's funny because they wanted things to be really, really quiet with Illinois, kind of operate under the radar. Said, we're offering you, but we don't want it to be out there to allow us to establish some ground here, so other schools aren't getting involved, and Virginia's we're not popping up on their radar. So he's supposed to go to Virginia. It was reported tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure if it's still going to be tomorrow or a little bit later. But you get him on campus for the official before that, and you need athletes. And this team last year lacked athletes, and this system needs guys that can run the floor and be athletic. So he fits that profile.
He probably is a 4 at this level. It might take some time to get there, Derek, but obviously he does fit some of those things they need. But what are their post options right now? Because there are not many out there. Now that Jeremiah Tillman's gone, that leaves a huge hole at that position, not only for this year, but really next year where the last staff didn't have a lot of options.
Yeah, there really aren't very many options. And you look at the transfer market, and there's not a whole lot out there. Maybe some guys that you would consider as maybe a reach, and you don't want to do that. Maybe for a one-year guy, a fifth-year option, but multiple-year guys, or even as those late guys still left in this class, you don't want to reach. Taylor Berninga is a guy that you've talked to, and he's not even a true big guy. He's 6'8". He moves. He can shoot, and maybe he can do something in this system. I would have him on campus and work him out. I'd be cool with that. But in terms of a 5, you don't see that legit 5 out there that's a must-get. Michael Finke's really your only option right now at the 5 spot, and you need another one. So I think the market is still developing, even though it's late. More guys will probably pop up, and I know Illinois is hoping that maybe a 5 guy shows up because there's not much out there.
Well, another guy that would kind of be about the same in terms of height and position would be Mikael McIntosh from Illinois State, a kid that is, I guess he put his name into the hat for an NBA, but he didn't hire an agent. And if he doesn't decide to do that, he's not going back to Illinois State. So would he be a guy? I think Jeremy and I talked about him, that I think he would be a really good fit on this team this coming season.
I think so. You look at the fact that he's a really good defender. 12.5 points per game last year. He rebounds. He can shoot the three a little bit. He's an athlete. And the big one, Lon, he's from Canada. So more Canadian players. I know that's what this staff lacked, with John Gross and those guys. I know that was the big thing with you. And so he's from Canada. He's an athlete, and he defends. I think that's all 3 check boxes.
There's another Illinois Mr. Basketball on the market, Charlie Moore.
That guy.
Third time is it a charm? I don't know, Derek. Like when a guy passes on you twice, I wouldn't count on it for a third time. But boy, he'd be a nice fit in this scheme, no matter if Smith's here or not.
Yeah, he would be a great fit. Just knowing that his scoring capability and how quick he is end to end, and he's also a Mr. Basketball from this state. So. It's been kind of quiet the last week or so. You heard that Illinois was maybe an option for him, heard Kansas. Outside of that, you haven't heard a whole lot, although you heard that Missouri wasn't going to go after him. So I think that in a system like this, needing multiple guards to handle the ball and score and shoot, and he kind of does everything you want out of that point guard position. Obviously, I think that Mark Smith is a higher priority. I think he has a higher ceiling because he's more of an athlete, stronger. More of a potential for a pro game. So, but with Charlie, he's a heck of a talent. He's really, really good, and he was your Mr. Basketball. And there are reasons to try and go get him.
Derek Piper, IlliniInquirer.com. What have we heard from Underwood's meetings with the current players? Like, so if some of our listeners haven't heard, like a DJ Williams or Jordan or some of these kids, and we're wondering what's going to happen next, have you heard anything on that?
Yeah, I know that people have been waiting to hear, especially on those two that you mentioned, DJ and AJ. I've heard good things from AJ's dad tweeted that, the wow after the first workout or whatever.
Okay.
Sounds like, Underwood really pushes those guys, knows how to develop them. It sounds like those guys are staying to me. That's what I've heard thus far. Another note to throw in there. I've heard good things about Tijon. I guess Underwood really, really likes what he's seen from him, and he's kind of the leader in that locker room right now. It's kind of weird that he's only a sophomore, but he's kind of embracing that role. He's in charge of, coordinating guys to play pickup and whatnot. And, he's really, really tough, and he's developing his body. So that's kind of what I've heard on that. I know most of the focus has been on recruiting, but they're getting after it right now in workouts.
Yeah, the thing about Tijon, Derek, and what surprised me, and I don't know about you too, but that defense, so towards the end of the year,
no doubt.
Underwood's going to love that. And I wonder, it's going to be interesting to see his profile of player coming up soon, but how much do you think defense will be the priority over offense and such? How do you think the profile of a Brad Underwood player will turn out?
Yeah, obviously you look at the numbers of his teams, and he wants guys that can shoot it. He wants offenses that can score the ball, especially early in the shot clock. But if you don't defend, if you're giving up points, you're going to have a hard time playing. So you look at where he's coming from, that coaching tree with Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. If you're a guy not defending, that's not a guy you want to come back to the bench and talk to. So that's going to be very, very important. I think Tijon, I think that's a big aspect of his game. When you bring in Trent Frazier, who's obviously very offensively capable, can hit threes and do a lot of different things, but he's going to have to develop his game at that end of the floor, where Tijon has already shown that he can defend on the ball as well as anybody on Illinois' roster last year, better than anybody. I think that kind of surprised how good he was as a freshman doing that, and how he'll continue to develop. He could be one of the better on-ball defenders in the conference.
D. Pipe Daddy Schmacks. How about that? No?
Keep throwing them out. I'm
okay. You're open for anything. I like it. All right, Derek Piper. Good stuff, buddy. You can read his stuff at IlliniInquirer.com and follow him on Twitter at DPiperScout. Derek, always appreciate it, my friend.
No problem. I'm going to get a Pipe Daddy tattoo.
That'd be a long tattoo all the way up your leg. That'd be perfect. I love it. Thanks, Derek.
No problem, guys.
A Pipe Daddy tattoo. I thought of this the other day with Charlie Moore, Mark Smith, Trent Frazier, DeMonte Williams, all these guards that you're trying to woo in here. Mark Smith. Did I say Mark? Yeah, I said. And then you look at a guy like Tijon Lucas, who last year really, I think, played above what I thought he would play as a freshman, especially late in the year, and especially on defense, which you brought up.
That's the biggest thing.
It's unbelievable.
I expected some of the offensive things he did.
That was the key to their little run in the NIT and stuff.
That Jalen Tate did.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Except he could make a shot every once in a while, right? He could get a runner a little bit. I expected that out of him this year. I did not expect the defense he played.
Not at all.
And that tells me he cares about it. He wants to get better.
Yes.
And that he is a leader, because I think you got to do it both ways.
I agree.
If you're a leader on a team, you have to be able to play some hard-nosed defense, and I think Brad Underwood's going to absolutely love that.
You got to show that. You do. All right, if you want to weigh in on the Jupiters of the Crossing phone line, it's 359-2255. Also, the Chief Bauer text line, same number, 359-2255.
Tay's taking 545 and get into your random questions for Juan Tay. Any question he will answer, even politics.
Yeah.
But I have a political statement we need to come back with.
Really?
Georgetown is doing something that we really disagree with.
Georgetown basketball?
Just Georgetown, one of their athletic teams.
Oh, okay.
We have taken a stance on the show in the past, and they are going absolutely against it, so I think we need to fight the power
in
Washington, D.C. that is Georgetown.
Is this one of these or is this things Jeremy say do not always...
No,
blah, blah, blah.
You and I are
I'm
both.
Like
you and I are fully on board with this platform.
Okay.
Like this issue, you and I totally agree on this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't. You're like teasing the heck out of me on this. All right. Hey, I want to tell you about, if you want to hear more Illinois basketball talk, How about the 200 level? Tune in on Wednesday for the 200 level with Mike Carpenter and Steve Breitweiser, airing from 6 to 7 on ESPN 93.5. They'll be right after the Tay and J Show. It's the last episode before a break next Monday, April 24th. It's the 200 level. It'll be Wednesday from 6 to 7 after the Tay and J Show.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Are you getting the attention you deserve from your broker? When you partner with Provident, you get an advisor who stays focused on you and your family. We work for you. Contact us today to schedule a consultation. Find us online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com. Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network.
Provident, partnerships built on trust.
Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Get ready for the first annual Muhammad Craft Beer Festival presented by JT Walker's Brewery. Head out to Muhammad on Saturday, April 29th for great food and the best beer brewed in Central Illinois. Admission is free, so come out and enjoy live music at JT Walker's and the new Project 47 Smokehouse. Enjoy craft brews from local favorites like Revolution, Half Acre, JT Walker's, and more. For more info, head to jtwalkersbrewery.com or text the word brews to 66937. That's brews to the number 66937.
150 years. Years full of success and defeat. Research and setbacks. Learning and teaching. The University of Illinois has transformed in numerous ways over the last 150 years, and we want to celebrate. Game Day Spirit Fan Stores is now offering 150th apparel in stores and online. These are available in limited quantities, so visit one of their stores today on Green Street or South Neal in Champaign, or head to GameDaySpirit.com anytime to get your polo, quarter zip, or t-shirts now. Go Illini!
Are you looking for a new home or planning to refinance your existing home? Hi, this is Todd Durakan from First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, getting you and your home faster with loan closings in 30 days, mortgage loans and refinancing that's fast, friendly, and local. We invite you to visit our experienced team of mortgage experts to find out how First Federal Savings Bank can help you with your loan closing in 30 days. For more information, visit 356bank.com. First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana. Get what you want out of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Our Stevie J Broadcasting Law Enforcement Official of the Month is Brian Malik from the Champaign County Sheriff's Department. So what does your day look like?
It's different every day. You go into the sheriff's office and grab some civil papers to serve some people, and then you respond to calls. You do traffic stops. When it's nice out, you get out and talk to people in the community that are out on the streets walking.
Right.
Play basketball with kids like a lot of our guys do.
Yeah, you probably sandbag the kids because your former Champaign Central leads you to sectional player. Brian Malik, could you shoot the three?
I could. I was very good.
Yeah.
At least in my own mind.
Can you shoot with a vest on?
A little more difficult. You had about 25 or 30 pounds. It makes it a little more difficult to get the ball up there.
You always have to be keyed up. Do you have to go into a situation knowing anything can happen here and I got to be really on it?
Yeah. Most people, when they call for the sheriff's office, most of the time they're having a very bad day. And you show up and you try to do your best to make their day a little better. Doesn't always work, but you're doing your best to make it happen.
And brought to you by Effie Moran Security Solutions. When you're heading home, Tay and J are on your way talking sports. Weekday afternoons, 3 to 6, here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Lon Tay, Jeremy Warner. We visited with Chris Hine, Chicago Tribune at 3:45. Talked about the Blackhawks woes. Also, Derek Piper, we just talked to him. And 5:25, Matt Bolon, Eastern Illinois women's basketball coach. We do have Tay's Take at 5:45. And right now, Jeremy is going to enlighten me on what I am going to be sticking by his side with regards to Georgetown athletics, the Hoyas. The Hoyas are ticking you off.
To his name on Twitter is Skirt Kittner. Skirt
Kittner.
Is it her? No, it's him. I think it's his last name's Harvey.
Okay.
From Bloomington. He tipped me off to this. So Georgetown's men's lacrosse team is hosting.
Isn't that like the biggest growing sport in America?
Right, that's had that name.
I love when people do that.
Isn't soccer supposed to be?
Yes. When people try to sell.
Like my sport.
Right.
Hockey fan.
It's like me. Now, listen, I do that too, and I tell people, do what you want, but NHL playoffs are the best postseason of any postseason I watch.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it. Feel the energy. Catch the excitement.
When men were men.
But lacrosse is the biggest growing sport in America. It's what I always say.
So, Georgetown is hosting a cargo shorts retirement party.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's
I was
right.
about ready to get excited for this.
Because it's time to say goodbye.
Well, hold your noses up in the air, Georgetown.
Here's their message. The time has come. After playing the shorts game for over 80 years, it is time to step aside for the next fad. I've been with you through thick and thin. I've held your keys, wallets, gum, lip balm, countless amounts of loose change, and much more. But it is time to say goodbye. I always remember the moments we shared together and the large amount of unnecessary items I helped you hold.
That is true.
And the new age of pockets being sewed into shorts and not on the outside of them has become apparent to me that my time in the spotlight is over. Today I announce my retirement from the clothing lineup. Please join me on Saturday, April 29th at 12 p.m. at Cooper Field to celebrate. Thanks for the memories. Peace sign emoji. Cargo shorts.
Quit being so millennial, millennials. Quit doing this. Do not mess with our cargo shorts.
No, cargo shorts are phenomenal.
There is one funny line in there about the certain things that they have held that we have no idea. Sometimes I take my stuff out of my cargo shorts at night and I dump it on the bed. I've got things from Sweet Tarts.
It is all out war
to quarters
with Georgetown lacrosse.
Yes, it is.
We need to go at them.
I'm fine. I'm
hard.
Let's do it.
Like, can we do a schmear campaign of Georgetown? Because this is ridiculous.
It is.
They're taking away our cargo shorts.
Why would anybody want to do that?
What's next?
Yep.
How are we going to defend ourselves without our cargo shorts?
Exactly right.
How are we going to hold things?
Think about it.
What, are we going to go get man purses now?
If you were in a fight.
I don't want the government in my life taking away my cargo shorts.
That's exactly
right.
right. Let's say I squared off with Daniel King right now, who's a young man that wears
board shorts
and Miami Dolphin print shirts and all that. Let's say we squared off in an old-fashioned Western where we could bring whatever we wanted to the fight, and he has his little board shorts. What's he going to fit in there?
A pocket knife?
Maybe a pocket knife.
Line can fit an artillery in that.
That's exactly right. I'm going to pull out of this pocket like an Uzi if I needed it. I don't really, not a gun guy.
I don't think you should be able to get an Uzi.
No, that's probably true. But I could fit it in my cargo shorts, maybe.
I don't know about that, but you can throw a couple grenades in there.
I could do some I just pull out a random grenade.
Multiple knives.
I get home that night and I just throw a grenade on my bed. Oh, I didn't even have to use that one.
Couple guns.
Yep. Yes. So
a notepad.
A tape recorder.
To take inventory of your artillery. A tape recorder. That's what I use it for. Like cargo shorts for reporters. Like
it's awesome.
When it comes to spring football
for
training camp, man, I need those pockets. What do you want me to carry a purse around?
Exactly. The only time I don't wear cargo shorts, and I do wear them, I've worn them on a golf course, but I've tried not to, is on a golf course because all of a sudden I find myself putting too many tees or whatever in there, and it's just not needed. So I can handle just the one tee in a pocket. But anytime, anywhere else I'm at, cargo shorts are handy.
Can we bring the interns on here?
Yep.
Because all the young kids hate on cargo shorts usually. Daniel, what do you think of cargo shorts?
They're definitely out. I'm going to say they're on the out.
Why?
Why? Because board shorts are in. I don't know fashion. I have a source for that.
Your short shorts?
Yeah.
Your short board shorts?
I'm just saying
that don't cover your knees.
And San Francisco shorts, they're longer. They're not board shorts. They're San Francisco, so they're longer.
If you invited me,
how many different colored pairs of shorts do you wear?
Yeah,
I got blue, beige, and like a kind of a light tans. You got
not
like
bad.
which is they got like 3 or 4.
I've seen like pink, blue.
Yeah. You don't have like
green.
A red.
I'm not into the pinks or the reds or the flashier colors.
So
wait, you are into the flashier colors?
Well, for the shirts I am, but not for the shorts. That's a whole different matter.
All right,
where do you keep your phone?
Where do you keep,
if you go out to a bar,
what pocket?
What pocket?
There's 2 pockets on those.
How deep are they?
Deep enough for a phone. I mean,
if I walked across campus with you in cargo shorts, would you be embarrassed?
Would I see your phone sticking out of your pocket?
Probably not.
Okay.
Not this phone. Well, I mean, yeah.
See? Cargo shorts, you can completely hide it.
I mean, I'm not going to be embarrassed that you're wearing cargo shorts, but I'd go to that retirement party. Sounds like a good time.
Harry, what do you think? Cargo shorts. Thoughts?
This could be interesting.
I just think whatever's comfortable, honestly.
That's right. Boom. That's what cargo shorts are.
I mean, but you're also talking to a guy who has gone to many a class in sandals, socks, and sweatpants.
Exactly.
Because it's everything that's free that was given to me.
That's American. That's what that is.
Cargo shorts, baby.
Bringing it back.
Cargo shorts.
Hashtag Team Cargo Shorts.
Whatever,
that's what we are.
Georgetown.
But we don't take many political stances.
That is one that I'm glad you brought up.
But Team Cargo Shorts, that's what we are.
And thank you to Kurt Kittner.
Skirt
Kittner on that as well. All right, next hour we got Drive Time. We've got Tay's Take, and we're going to visit with Matt Bolon. He's the new Eastern Illinois women's basketball coach. I bet he even owns a pair of cargo shorts. It is the Tay and J Show.
Money Smart Week is back April 22nd through the 29th. It's an entire week of classes, workshops, training programs, and seminars to address money management at every stage of life. Some events include Investing 101 with Habitat for Humanity, 5 Seconds to Saving for your children's college education, and Shred-a-Palooza, an event that gives you the ability to shred sensitive paperwork that will wrap up the week of Saturday, April 29th at the U of I Credit Union. Visit MoneySmartWeek.org for a list of events surrounding Money Smart Week, or search Money Smart Week Champaign County on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. For a limited time, Lands is offering special financing for 6 years or up to $1,000 trade-in allowance. Your choice, with approved credit on any qualifying train system. So call Lands at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR for details, or find us online at landsinc.com. And remember, it's hard to stop a train. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
See Lands or visit train.com for complete program eligibility dates, details, and restrictions.
Hi, it's Corey with Max Twin City Recycling. We pride ourselves on giving the area an outlet to recycle and get paid for their unwanted metals. We're taking our community focus a step further with our Recycling for a Cause program. Each month, Max Twin City will choose a different local charity to feature in an effort to raise money for those causes. Visit maxrecycling.com for a complete list of program details.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
You want what's best for your family, and what's better than a home equity loan or line of credit with no closing costs? Apply for a home equity loan or line at First Financial Bank before June 3rd, and you'll pay no closing costs. Remodel the house, get a pool for the kids, buy a new car, take a vacation. Whatever your family needs, your home's equity can make it happen, and First Financial makes it affordable. What could be better than that? Offer subject to credit approval. Property insurance required. Valid on applications before June 3rd. Other restrictions may apply. See first-online.com/equity for details. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
After he shot and killed 3 men randomly downtown, and as they arrested him, he shouted out, "God is great," in Arabic. Dyer says they'd been looking for him since last Thursday when he was suspected of murdering a motel security guard.
We looked at his Facebook. We know that he has some posts that says that he does not like white people. And also on that post that he has expressed some anti-government sentiments.
He says they are in touch with the FBI on this case, but he does think it is too soon to call this terrorism, Kathleen.
Thanks, Jessica. The so-called Facebook killer is dead. Fox's Jill Nato has a live report.
State police in Erie, Pennsylvania say it was a concerned citizen who helped them catch suspect Steve Stevens. Spokesman Major William Tepper.
The public was instrumental in bringing this investigation to a successful conclusion.
Reports are out that it was employees at an Erie McDonald's who recognized Stevens when he came by to get food. The employees slowed him down, telling him his fries were going to take some time. That bought the cops time, and they were able to catch up to him. Police chased him down and used one of their vehicles to tap his car until he lost control. When the cops closed in, that's when they say Stevens shot himself. Kathleen?
Thanks, Jill. Pedro Hernandez is sentenced to 25 years to life in prison in the disappearance and presumed death of Eitan Pates 38 years ago. The then 6-year-old boy was walking to school in New York City when he went missing. Hernandez confessed to choking him and dumping his body in the trash. You're listening to Fox News Radio. Fair and balanced.
Ready for a new tractor? At LS Tractor, we'll be the first to tell you to shop and compare. That's right, shop our competition. We're that confident that the LS Tractor combination of more standard features, better performance, competitive price, and proven commitment to customer satisfaction deliver value that's unequaled by another tractor. Period. Want more tractor for your money? Look around. You'll see there's one that gives it to you. LS Tractor. Excel in your field. Learn more at lstractorusa.com.
In your business, you trust people who time and time again get the job done. At Indeed.com, we deliver 5 times more hires than any other job site, according to independent research. That's why over 3 million businesses use Indeed when they're hiring. Because getting the job done matters. Right now, we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job on the world's #1 job site. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
And Trump takes executive action in Wisconsin.
President Trump won Wisconsin in November, and in his first trip back to the state after taking office, the president putting pen to paper here at Snap-on Tools in Kenosha and signing an executive order to create and to bring jobs back.
Bold new steps to follow through on my pledge to buy American and hire American.
The order clamps down on guest worker visas, putting American workers first, and requires federal contracts to use American-made products as he closes in on his first 100 days of his presidency. In Kenosha, Wisconsin, Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Ivanka Trump's fashion business is thriving despite boycotts and limits imposed by some stores. The brand's U.S. imports, mostly from China, surged more than 150% last year. Ivanka is working in her father's administration, and there are concerns about conflicts of interest. Arkansas is moving forward with 5 executions.
2 inmates are scheduled to be put to death on Thursday. The governor initially approved a plan to execute 8 inmates over 11 days, but 3 of the executions have been held up in court. A drug used in the deadly procedures expires at the end of the month. Robert Dunham, the director of the Death Penalty Information Center, says more legal challenges can be expected.
There was no need or criminal justice justification for attempting to carry out all these executions in the span of 11 days.
Willie James Inman, Fox News.
Officials in South Florida are fighting mosquitoes that carry the Zika virus with laboratory-bred mosquitoes that are infected with bacteria. It's a naturally occurring bacteria that doesn't harm humans, but when the lab-bred mosquitoes mate with those in the wild, their offspring don't survive into adulthood. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News Radio.
Not tardy.
Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts. To keep you comfortable all year long, call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 58. Tomorrow, warm, high 80, a low of 65. Thursday, thunderstorms, high 73. Gets a little colder overnight, a low of 45. Right now, sunny, beautiful, 76 in Champaign-Urbana.
I'm going right now to Jay Warner Scout, and I am going to favorite and retweet. What's the difference?
A favorite is you just like it.
And a retweet is like...
And then a retweet, every one of your followers can see it.
Ow!
You didn't know that about
No.
Twitter?
So if I just favorite this, not all of my followers are going to see it.
No.
All right, then I'm going to retweet it because this is important enough because you fired back.
I fired back at Georgetown.
I like it.
And said, and they're having a cargo shorts retirement party.
I'm keeping JT up, give you moral support.
The Tay and J Show demands Georgetown Hoyas rescind this fake news. This is attack on freedom of comfort and practicality.
Good for you.
Hashtag Team Cargo Shorts.
Yeah, baby!
And Georgetown liked it.
Cry me a river,
but
Georgetown.
there has been no response. We invite them if they want to come on the Tay and J Show to explain
Anytime.
why they're retiring or acting like they're cargo shorts.
This is beautiful. Daniel King, the board short guy, even brought up while we were shooting hoop, and really every guy has great visits when you're either playing catch or just shooting hoop, right? And he said, you know what else you can carry in cargo shorts? Beer.
Yes.
Yes!
You can sneak a beer in somewhere.
Always, if I have that long walk from tailgating to Memorial Stadium, I normally have a beer in one pocket, drinking another.
Yeah.
You got to get a couple in.
Can't do that with normal shorts.
Nope.
Just saying.
Your hands would be cold.
The practicality.
That's exactly right.
Or it'd be bulging out of your, you know what?
Well, so I should wear board shorts is what you're saying.
Pockets, isn't it?
Oh.
It is drive time, presented by Honda BMW of Champaign for new and used vehicles. Visit their huge inventory at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy, or you can visit them online at drivechampaign.com. Alante, this is a recap the first 2 hours of the Tay and J Show.
We did so much, I can't even remember what we began with. Listen, let's talk, though, the news about a local recruit that has not chosen Illinois, and that's Tuscola's Hunter Woodard. He is committed to play football at Oklahoma State, Jeremy, and you talk a lot about what Illinois needs. Number one, wins, right? We always talk about that. You've got to win if you want to attract the best in terms of recruits. Recruits, they notice that. Hunter said, right, to you, or no, I'm sorry.
I've heard he told Illinois, basically, I want to go to 4 bowl games.
Yeah, boom.
He's not going to do that at Illinois, most likely.
And then you talk about, when I think of the renovation of Memorial Stadium, what do I think about? I think, as a fan, what's it going to do to affect me? How's it going to change the horseshoe, et cetera? You always warn me, it's like, Lon, that's not what it's about. It's about new weight rooms. It's about new offices.
It's not
everything.
about the way. Yeah, it's about where they live every day.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, those guys are in there every day. It's not just about the stadium. They're in there 6-7 times for games, and then they practice there a little bit as well, but it's more about the commodities.
It makes an effect. I think it makes a difference in these kind of things. But congratulations to Hunter Woodard, the Tuscola. He'll be a senior this year, going to head to Oklahoma State. Good for him.
It's awesome for him, but losing out on a kid out of Tuscola that you wanted, that hurts.
That does hurt.
And as you look at Illinois, out of the top 20 prospects in state, 13 are committed. 5 to Northwestern, 1 to Illinois.
Wow.
That's Karan Taylor out of Peoria. Great get. But they're missing on some of their top targets.
Yep.
And it's not to say that this isn't going to work. Oh, my God, it's done. No, because last year was a great class.
Yes, it was.
But this is not the start they wanted to this class. When you're missing on Luke Ford, Devin O'Rourke, Greg Newsom they really wanted, Quincy Patterson they really wanted. I mean, that's concerning a little bit.
It is.
But that means they got to go find some talent elsewhere. Florida, St. Louis. This year, they didn't get anybody from Texas in the 2017 class. Time to start getting some Texas kids from Lovie Smith, and Andrew Hayes Stoker knows that area really well, so it's time to get that. But I also think they need some more recruiters. Especially in-state. Thad Ward is an ace recruiter. I think Garrick McGee's a good recruiter.
Right.
Lovie Smith, I think, is a great closer for the most part. And then I think Andrew Hayes Stoker has some potential. Luke Buckus had a good year last year. He's the main guy in Chicago, but I think he needs some help. I think he needs some help in this state.
That's a daunting task to be the main guy.
Well, they have 6 guys in Chicago and in the state this week. Right? And there's 3 main recruiters in Chicago, but when they add a 10th assistant, I want somebody who resonates in state.
Right.
And I think that's why Nathan Shieldhouse makes sense. And I think they should have probably a change at some point. If you have guys that don't recruit on this coaching staff, I can understand they're good coaches.
Sure.
You got to get players.
You do.
And if you're struggling to get players in state like they are this year and that continues, then I think you need to kind of reassess a little bit.
And that's tough, too, to lose a kid that's 15 miles from your campus.
Yes.
At Tuscola.
I mean, it's not a good look.
No, it's not. It's not a good look at all. At all.
We also talked a lot about Illinois basketball recruiting, especially in the 4 o'clock hour. Had Derek Piper, Illini Inquirer on, but some really good news that Mark Smith is visiting Illinois on Thursday. Yes! Duke is scheduled to see him tomorrow. I don't even know if they'll make it because Grayson Allen is coming back. I don't know if they have a spot for Mark Smith. Kentucky out of the picture. He's got a weekend official to Ohio State. I don't think they're a big threat. I think this is down to Michigan State, who is visiting him in home tonight, and Illinois. And I think it's a great thing that he wants to hear more from Illinois.
No doubt.
He wants to see Illinois on a visit for a 3rd time. I think that's a great sign.
Well, not only that, but I feel good about the fact that, and I know he said he could visit Ohio State, and I know that he still has almost a month, essentially, as 29 days or whatever, before the May 17th period rolls around where he has to definitely make his decision. But I feel like, and I've told you this from the start, that family is giving Illinois every chance to win this thing. And by them meeting with Michigan State again in home, and then the next day or 2 days later taking a visit to Illinois, it's almost like, and I know I'm putting words in everybody's mouths or thoughts in their head of what I'm trying to think they're thinking, but it's almost like, let's hear Michigan State one more time. We've been there. Then let's go cross off Illinois if it's not right, or if you still feel the same about Illinois even after doing this, then let's just get it done Thursday. And I'm hoping Friday we get to chat about it.
Michigan State got into this because the Smiths reached out to them.
Okay.
And Michigan State came in, they come in hard. And they expected to get him.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense. Logically, makes a lot of sense.
It does.
He can come be a part of a Big Ten title team most likely this year, a team that has a chance to make the Final Four. He can play against Miles Bridges in practice every day, play alongside him, be a part of that team. I think he's one of the top 7 players probably on that team next year. And then all of a sudden he can have a much bigger role in the following years at a place that's developed Denzel Valentine and Gary Harrison, a top 20 draft picks, right? Under a Hall of Fame coach.
Sure.
So why hasn't it happened?
Right.
I think that's what Michigan State is asking themselves.
Okay.
Why hasn't this happened yet?
And that excites me.
Why did you want us to get involved,
Exactly.
and then all of a sudden it doesn't happen, and we have to make another trip down there? And I don't think they feel good. I don't think they feel like the leader of this anymore. So if I'm Illinois, I think Thursday you put it on that. You give the full pitch and go all out for this kid. I'm sure they will. Because I think you got a chance to land him.
And you say,
that would be
get it done now.
Huge. It would be huge for Illinois to have the Mr. Basketball in the state finally say, yes, I want to go to Illinois. I want to be the guy to turn that around. And that's what they're pitching him. Is that you can be a legend here. You can be the man right away if you help us turn this thing around.
It would be interesting. But if he comes here, who is he going to play with? And we went over a little assignment on that. Basically, you did an excitement meter for Illini Hoops prospects. We went down. We did Mark Smith, 1 out of 10, 10 being the best. He scored a 10 without a doubt on that. I think Mark Smith, like for every reason you just said, would be a huge get for the Illini.
6'7" forward Francesco Badacci got about a 6 or 7 for us. Great athlete. Can be help at the rim, whether it's on defense or offense. Long athlete who can play some defense.
Would he be what year would he be?
What do you mean?
Is he a high school kid right now?
He's a high school kid.
That was my fault. For some reason, I was thinking he was a JUCO kid.
No.
Don't ask me why.
No, he's a high school kid from Italy, moved to Kansas, but he's a late riser in that class. Taylor Berninga from Illini Bluffs, this very skilled kid, 6'8", pretty good shooter. I know we'll get all the white guy comparisons here, whether it's
Tyler Griffey,
all
Michael
that. Tyler Griffey's probably a good one as well. He might be a little more athletic than that. I'd have a 3 or 4.
Okay.
Because I think he's a project.
Right.
I think he'll go to Illinois State. If he goes to Illinois State, I think he's got a red shirt there.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
Because he's a very, I don't want to call him raw because he's got some skill to his game, but he's just really focused on basketball during the past year. He's got to add a lot of strength.
Yep.
And doesn't do one thing great yet. But he's an intriguing player, but in the Big Ten, you'd probably want the kid to be 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah, and I kind of brought him up and mentioned like a comparison to the Taphorn kid from Pekin that played at Northwestern. He played some minutes this year. I think
he's a great shooter.
Great shooter, and that's maybe what Taylor is now.
I think Berninga's got a higher ceiling than that. But Taphorn, you knew.
Got it.
When he comes in the game,
shoot.
He's going to make shots.
Could shoot. Carlton Bragg, a kid that went to Kansas. You lost out on him when John Gross recruited him. Now he's leaving Kansas. He would have to sit a year to play, 3 or 2?
He's got 2.
2. When it comes to just simple talent, you're going to take a Carlton Bragg. You know he's got the talent. He would fit in nicely in a couple of years on this team. He'd be a perfect fit for this team. But you're worried more about the culture and what could happen with him coming here.
Yeah, I mean, the talent is a no-brainer.
Yes.
But we've seen how the wrong transfer,
right,
just the way they are, egos or whatever, they have different things in mind of what they want to accomplish in the rest of the team, the rest of the coaching staff. I think that can really hurt you. You saw that with John Gross.
No doubt.
If Underwood and Whitman think it's fine, cool. But he's obviously a big talent, fills a huge position of need for the 2 years starting in 2018, 2019. But there's red flags there.
Big time.
There's big-time red flags there that I'd be concerned about.
Okay.
That keep me from being, if it was just talent and this was no questions off the court or anything, I'd have him 8 or 9.
Fair enough. Is Chicago a Bulls town?
Oh,
are you excited?
I want to throw Mikhail McIntosh in there and Cam Johnson.
I forgot about Mikhail.
How could you forget?
I don't know.
The Illinois State transfer.
I did forget about him.
I think that'd be a 6. It's a short-term guy.
He would fit immediately and help you immediately.
Defense, rebounding, can shoot a little bit. He'd be one of the better players on your team.
You said defense.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be a Missouri.
I like it.
He'd be one of the Missouri Valley Player of the Year candidates. I really like him. And then Cam Johnson out of Pitt, I'd have as probably an 8 because you get 2 years of eligibility. He's able to play right away. Good shooter. I think he'd be one of the better players on the team this year. I think that'd be a nice fit.
Frazier, DeMonte, Mark Smith, McIntosh, and Cam Johnson. I'd be all right with that class. And you'd still have another one, right?
Yeah, I'd need a big.
Yeah, you still got to get a
I'd
big.
rather have, I think I'd rather have Badachi than McIntosh.
Oh, okay.
Just long term.
Okay, fair enough.
But McIntosh will help next year.
He would. All right, are you excited for the Bulls tonight? Game 2, up 1-0 on the Boston Celtics.
I'll have it on.
Okay.
I'll have it on.
Come on, I want some excitement out of you.
I'm just trying to think, like, is there another comparison? It's like, if Illinois, if Illinois, like, went into the Big Ten championship and they're playing Ohio State.
Yep.
And you know they're going to lose. But
you're talking
even
football.
then it's college
football. Talking football.
Yeah. Like, you know they're not going to win a championship.
I know. So it's almost like, what is...
I'll enjoy it. If they beat the Celtics, sure, I'll enjoy it. I'm a Bulls fan. But I'm not going to get, like, overly excited.
Right.
Oh, my God, we've arrived.
We just beat the 1 seed.
It'd be like, okay, this team had underachieved all year.
Yep.
Fred Hoiberg's gotten better as a coach. He's got the players he likes.
You see
and
how
Jimmy Butler's really, really good.
You see how LeBron is ruining the NBA because you know you can't beat him.
Well, Jordan did that for years, and no one said it ruined the NBA.
You know you can't beat him. Stupid LeBron.
That's Drive Time, presented by Honda BMW of Champaign. For new and used vehicles, visit their huge inventory at the corner of Neal and Burwash and Savoy, or visit them online at drivechampaign.com.
Oh, and the Blackhawks are down 0-3 in their thing.
Window closed.
Hey, agriculture is an industry with unique banking needs. Put your trust in Busey and partner with the financial organization who understands your agribusiness. Speaking of hockey, I should have said financial organization. Busey's roots run deep. They first opened their doors, get this, nearly 150 years ago. They don't just claim to be financially strong. Their strength is in numbers. More than 90,000 acres under management. And they have a 9-member ag service team with more than 130 years of combined experience. From farm management to brokerage and lending, Busey provides a full range of products and services to meet your needs. You can help them. And investment clients can benefit from farm management, rural appraisals, and agriculture consultations. Cultivate the future of your farm with the professionals at Busey Ag Services. To see how they can maximize the yield on your investment, call 1-800-67-BUSEY or visit Busey.com today. Matt Bolon, Eastern Illinois women's basketball coach. Next, Tay and J Show.
Radio Sports Beat. From Charlotte, here's Dari Noka.
Don't let LeBron fool you here. He said after the Cavs win last night over Indiana that they're right there, which is fine, but it's not to say there aren't concerns, because there are. 23-23 to end the season was a concern. This isn't the unstoppable force that we've seen LeBron's Cavaliers teams be before going into last season, or his teams in Miami. This is a team with issues, with holes. Sure, they're up 2-0 in the best of 7, but look no further than defense to see where there should be concern. In the 2 games, Indiana has shot better than 50% from the floor and 43% from 3. And the one guy Cleveland knew could beat him, the one guy they know they have to slow down, Paul George, is averaging more than 30 points a game. Good for LeBron. Say the right things about your team. Try to make us all think you're the same playoff Cavs team as last year, but so far you're not. The next 2 in Indy could tell us a lot. In 60 seconds, what Pac-Man gobbled up now?
America, it's time for some straight talk. Lobster is really just a fancy way to eat butter. Nobody wants to read the poetry you wrote in college, and guess what? That low-priced unlimited plan those big wireless carriers want to sell you, it's crawling with mystery fees, overages, and other nasty surprises. So it turns out those plans aren't so low-priced after all. But look, there's a better way. Straight Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data with the first 5 gigs up to 4G LTE starting at just $45. That's half the cost with no contract. Plus, you don't have to worry about getting blindsided by mystery fees and overages. All on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Come on, it's time to stop being fooled. It's time to ask yourself, why haven't I switched? Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at straighttalk.com.
Adam Jones. Remember when we weren't supposed to call him Pac-Man anymore? New guy, not the same old issues. Then he had the same old issues. An off-season arrest bringing about several charges. Not to mention, police say he spit on the hand of a nurse at the Cincinnati jail and was caught on camera cursing at a police officer and telling him, quote, "I hope you die tomorrow," end quote. Lovely. Then came yesterday, speaking to the media for the first time since his release from jail. 4 minutes in, Pac-Man blasted a reporter who dared ask if he had a message for Bengals fans about his arrest. And Pac-Man treated that reporter much like he was a ghost that had turned blue after Pac-Man ate a power pellet. He chewed him right up. Then he told him to turn around, get out. Here's a better idea, Pac-Man. How about you don't spit on people and wish them immediate death? Then you might not have to deal with questions that make you just a wee bit uncomfy. With the ESPN Radio Sports Beat.
Join us, the Coopers, the 2017 March of Dimes Ambassador family, at the annual March for Babies on Saturday, April 29th, 2017 at 9 a.m. We will take part in the walk that helps moms have healthy pregnancies and healthy babies. They'll be the easiest steps you and your family will ever take. Join the community and start building your team today at marchforbabies.org.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Spring into your new home with Busey. With free pre-qualifications, you can search for the perfect house knowing all of your options. From a new pool to that amazing new patio, let our award-winning team of associates make your dream of home ownership a reality. Visit Busey.com to apply in minutes or stop by one of our many convenient locations today. Busey, your dream, our promise. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Renew, energize, and donate. Join Keller Williams Realty of Champaign, the real estate center of Illinois, for their annual Red Day, Thursday, May 11th, the company's annual day of service dedicated to renewing, energizing, and donating to their local communities. As part of the Red Day effort, Keller Williams associates will spend the day with See You at Home, building new sheds, painting, light remodeling, and landscaping at multiple locations offered by See You at Home. For more information about Red Day, visit kwchampagneredday.com. That's kwchampagneredday.com. Go to kwchampagneredday.com.
When you're heading home, Tay and J are on your way talking sports. Weekday afternoons, 3 to 6, here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
.525, I'm Jeremy Warner with your Sports Center update. Illinois football suffered another in-state stinger in recruiting today. Tuscola offensive lineman Hunter Woodard not going to stay close to home. He committed to Oklahoma State. Received an offer from Illinois last week. Of the top 20 in-state prospects in the class of 2018, 13 have committed, just one to Illinois. That's Peoria quarterback Karan Taylor. Northwestern has commitments from 5 of the state's top 20 prospects. Good news for Illinois basketball, though. Edwardsville guard Mark Smith scheduled to take another unofficial visit to Illinois on Thursday. Nice. Michigan State visiting the Illinois Mr. Basketball at home today. Duke scheduled to visit him tomorrow, but they just got Grayson Allen back for his senior year, so that two-guard rule seems pretty locked up. Also, Smith has scheduled an official visit for Ohio State this weekend. Big news in baseball is Pirates outfielder Starling Marte has been suspended for 80 games after testing positive for nandrolone. That's an anabolic steroid and a banned PED. Marte also will not be eligible for postseason play, so he's out tonight against the Cardinals as Mike Leake takes on Chad Kuhl for a 7:15 first pitch. Andrew McCutchen back in center field. Matt Carpenter sitting out again today, hopes to be back tomorrow with that finger injury. Hear it here, loud and clear on ESPN Radio 93.5. Cubs have lost 5 of 6. They send Brett Anderson to the mound against Jimmy Nelson. Hear it on our sister station, US 105.9. White Sox still 500, still the better team in Chicago. They send Miguel Gonzalez against the Red Hot Yankees and Luis Severino. Hey, I can do it while I have it.
Yeah.
The Yanks have won 8 straight. Blackhawks down 3-0 to Nashville after last night's overtime loss. The Blues go for the sweep tomorrow against the Wild, and the Bulls look to go up 2-0 tonight on the Boston Celtics 7 o'clock tip-off.
Don't sleep on those Bulls. Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Lon Tay, Jeremy Warner. It's been a good show so far. Chris Hine, we talked about those Blackhawks with Chris. Chicago Tribune. Also Derek Piper, LineInquirer.com at 4:30.
We have gotten a response from Georgetown.
Oh, really?
Hashtag team.
Whoa.
Hashtag team, no cargo. We need an official response.
That's all they said.
Yeah, hashtag team, no cargo. That's it.
Boy.
So we'll
nice uniqueness.
Put a response together in our battle over cargo shorts.
Yes, we will. We are going to get cargo shorts. We're going to continue them to be alive and well, and it is time to ask the pressing question to Matt Bolon, Eastern Illinois women's basketball coach. Matt, coach, do you wear cargo shorts?
I don't.
What?
I don't.
Oh, no. You're hurting our cause,
Coach.
Coach.
That's all we wanted, Coach.
That's all we wanted.
You guys have a great day now.
Well, Matt, congratulations. I know this is not probably the way you wanted it to go.
No.
It didn't work out at Illinois, but did you want to stay in this area? How much did that play a role into going to Eastern Illinois?
Yeah, it played a big role. I wanted to be in the Midwest if I could. And there wasn't a lot of turnover in the Midwest, so Eastern was one that turned over and had an opportunity, and, that was, it's great to be in the Midwest and be close. Obviously, I'm commuting back and forth right now, and makes it great to, be in our home, and actually we had a busy weekend. We sold our home and bought a home in Charleston, so I got a lot done.
I'd say, you're getting a lot of stuff done. I know I read, Coach, that it meant a lot to be able to work with Tom Michael, a guy that you worked with here at Illinois. That probably had a lot to do with that, didn't it?
It did, yeah. And anybody that knows Tom loves him and just thinks the world of him. When I got the job at Illinois, immediately I started working with him. And just everybody that I talk to just thinks really highly of him. He just knows how to communicate, does it the right way. And he played basketball. I think for, as a coach, you love an AD that played basketball and has a good feel for what it takes.
So what have you been able to do so far as the head coach of Eastern Illinois?
Well, we've been active. We've had 2 verbal commitments already to us, and 2 seniors, and one's a foreign kid, another kid out of Tennessee, and then we've had 2 practices. We had a practice yesterday and today, and teaching and just starting teaching the kids how to be fundamentally sound. And it's great to see the reaction on their faces. I told them to get in triple threat the first day, and none of them did it right. They said, well, that's kind of what I expected, and here's how you play for triple threat. And, they're just excited to learn, and they're good kids. And what I love so far is there doesn't seem to be any sense of entitlement, which is really fun.
That's cool.
What are the challenges that you're inheriting in that job, and what are the great things you got going for you?
Yeah, so probably the biggest thing is just the budget. To be able to travel, and obviously I'm trying to get a feel for, how much money we have left in the budget and what can we do. Obviously, the salary pool is not the same for assistant coaches, but I think I'm going to be attracting really good, talented coaches. But, so those are kind of the challenges. Mainly you miss money. The positive things is, there's not a lot of distractions. And the 2 recruits that I got, if you want to be a great basketball player, your life's pretty simple. If you want to be great, then you got to choose, basketball and school and not a whole lot else. And, at Eastern, there isn't a whole lot of distractions out there. The dorm is right next to the gym, and there's no reason they can't get in there and become a great player.
Matt Bolon, Eastern Illinois women's basketball coach, joining us on the Jupiters at the Crossing phone line. Coach, I know obviously when you recruit at Illinois, there's a certain level of recruit you're going for, but for you, a lot of times you were going for someone that fit your system, and they weren't always maybe the top recruit, let's say, with regards to stars. Are you able to recruit that kind of kid as well to Eastern?
Yeah, I think that's the key, and that's probably being a good mid-major coach. You got to figure out, the kids, who do you have a shot at?
Right.
And what kids? You walk in the gym, at Illinois, you can walk in there and then maybe go after any kid in the gym. It doesn't mean you're getting those kids, but you can try. And at Eastern, you're not getting some of those kids. If you're not going to get in the conversation, you're wasting time, unless maybe you get them young and build a relationship. So I think it's just finding that niche of a kid who you can get. And, I want kids that love the game of basketball. I tell them on a scale of 1 to 10, I want it to be a 15, how much you love basketball. And so far, the two kids that I've got committed are both that, and that's exciting.
Coach, are you doing the Mark Few thing? You going to go overseas a lot?
Ooh.
Yes. Yes. We're going to start. We got a commitment from a girl out of Australia. I'm trying to get another kid from Australia to visit. I'm talking to her tonight. And so I think that's going to be an important thing. Obviously, I've got a really good friend who's trained the other kid, and I think a former player at Illinois, Brittany Carter, who's playing in Australia, and she told me about this other kid. So obviously having some good contacts and good relationships, and the Illinois thing certainly helped that, because I was in Australia, I was in Russia, I was in Czech Republic and Toronto, and making all those trips to be able to see international kids.
Coach, we talked with John Gross after he got the Akron job. Really happy for him to get a good job like that, as you do too. But we asked him, as you've had the weeks here to think about what happened at Illinois, how do you kind of look at it in retrospect, and what do you take as a coach from it?
Yeah, one of the things I talked about is there were some things that were outside of our control that happened to us, and they were unfortunate. But certainly you can't look back at that. The things you got to look back at is what things could we control that we didn't control, and what things do I need to be better at that at Eastern. And it starts with getting the right staff, and then it starts with recruiting the right kids, and and figuring that out. And that that's that's some uncontrollable things that you just got to hope to go right. But the things that you can control, you got to do well. And certainly we didn't do all of that at Illinois.
What are some of the things you initially do when you take over the job, like at Eastern Illinois? What are some of the things? Obviously, you want to talk to the kids that are there, and then, like you said, you've already gotten a couple of verbals already. Is it just literally hitting the ground running, even taking a new job like that?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the great thing about having relationships. Both the kids I got verbals were friends of mine who are coaches, and they, the guy in Australia said, "Coach, she's got Indiana, she's got Providence looking at her, and I want her to come play for you." And I'm like, perfect. He said, I trust you, I believe in you, and I know you'll develop her. And then I had a guy out of Tennessee, the same guy that helped me get Brandy Beasley, recommending this kid, and just said, I think this kid gets overlooked. She's really talented stuff, and I think she's going to be good. And, he was completely right on Brandy. He said, I think, he should be going to be good in the Big Ten, and Brandy's going to be a star.
What were your biggest questions for Tom Michael when you took that job?
I think anybody that wonders about a state school in Illinois wonders what's going on with the budget and what's going to happen in the future. And, I didn't ask too many questions. I'm a person of faith and believe, okay, if I'm supposed to go there, it's going to work out. But, I think any of the state schools, the employers are wondering what's next for the budget. And, I think good things are ahead. I hope they can get the budget passed, and that'll help all the schools.
Did Tom have a lot of questions for you, or was he just going, I know this guy, I'm going after him? Did he have questions for you about your time at Illinois?
Yeah, certainly the first phone interview he asked about, what happened with the allegations. And, I took him through that. And then when I met with the president, I was able to take them through that. And I think both of them felt comfortable with, how I said it. And I think one thing that was important that I was willing to say, hey, I could have done a better job with this. I didn't control that. And, I certainly didn't act like I was perfect and was perfect in the situation, but just was honest and upfront with them, and I think they appreciated that.
Yeah, I think if Matt Bolon is himself, he's going to sell himself because he does it a great job. How about your staff down there? Is it complete? You're still working maybe on getting some. How is that going?
Yeah, we're working hard at that, and I think I've got a person committed to be the recruiting coordinator, and tomorrow I'll get somebody coming, a really good basketball guy, so. And then we're working on that third assistant yet, but I think I'll have 2 in place probably by the weekend, and that'll put us in good shape.
How's the commute, Coach?
Yeah, I don't like it. I want to live close. I don't like being in the car, but it's okay. The great thing now with phones, you put it on your side and get a lot done. But I'd rather be in my office than driving the car.
Well, you'll have to roll through Villa Grove there and eat monocles with me for lunch one day, Coach.
There we go.
Just watch the trains. That's it. Well, Matt Bolon, it's great. It was great news to hear not only that you landed the Eastern Illinois job, but that you're still in the area. And Jeremy and I still get a chance to talk to you because you are always one of our favorite coaches to visit with, Coach. So congratulations. Good luck down at Eastern.
Thank you, guys. You guys have been awesome with me. And I said this to many people in the media. The media and Champaign treated me so well, even through all the ups and downs of the job, and I'm really thankful for that. And, yeah, I'm hoping to be able to talk to you down the road about winning championships in the OVC.
Absolutely. Well, say hi to the family. We appreciate it, Coach. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, guys. Love your show.
Thank you. Matt Bolon, good stuff. Yeah, he maybe gets to listen to us now on the commute.
There you go. I don't know if he will. I don't know if he'll be in the car by that time.
I just got excited
it's
about
a long
that.
Drive.
It's not that bad.
But I'm saying he works late.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, he doesn't have the 8 to 5.
Right.
He's not jumping in the car at 5:03 and saying, "Hey, drive time's coming up."
Hey, yeah.
Taste Take's coming up.
Taste Take coming up next. I'm going to stay in the car for this one. I don't know what Tay has to say.
I would hate being a coach. I'm sorry. I would hate it. I wouldn't like it.
I tell everyone I come in contact with, you got to be a little crazy.
I agree.
You got to be a little crazy.
What was that? I agree. Dude, well, you know me. Like, I'm already pleading with you to get off 20 minutes early tomorrow because Andrew has a baseball game.
Yeah.
Those guys don't get to watch their kids play that often.
Yeah.
Or, John Gross was so excited after he got fired, essentially, that he got to go to his daughter's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he wasn't excited that there were two of them.
Well, no,
she
he
got
wasn't.
2 birthday parties.
That's true. And it's like, Coach, man, take advantage
He's
of
like arguing with his wife while we're on the radio about it.
She's like,
I was like, this is probably not a great move for you, John.
I'll go ahead and pot you down while you guys have that argument.
Save you a little bit.
Right.
Save you a little bit.
But really, I mean, just everything about it. And, you take, yes, you make great money. There's no doubt about it. Yes, you're in the spotlight, and some people thrive in that, and they love that.
It's competitive.
It's competitive, and there's truth to that, Jeremy, because when we get done with whatever our playing days are, a lot of times, unless you land a job where you can still be competitive going against other peers, let's say, that do your job, but everybody wants that and thrives in that competitive nature for the most part, I think, or you should, or I hope you do. But for these guys, they're still able to do that. They're still wanting to win games. Mm-hmm. And when you can't suit up and play anymore, the ability to still win a game has to be a good feeling. And that's why these coaches, I mean, if they win, great. They move on to the next one. If they lose, they sit there and agonize it.
Yep.
And I just couldn't do it. I mean, you'd have to pay me a lot of money to do that.
If you want to weigh in, 359-2255, that's 217-359-2255.
I'm so mad right now.
Yeah?
I didn't wear cargo shorts today.
I haven't gotten into the mix of that yet. I'm still with my spring wear where I'm wearing jeans.
Oh, yeah. See, and I just...
You always wear shorts in the winter, though.
I never wear... I hate jeans. I just hate them. But I do feel bad the day that we are sticking up for cargo shorts. Right. I did not wear cargo shorts.
We need to send something to Georgetown, which is having a cargo shorts retirement party. We sent them a kindly but strongly worded
You did.
tweet
I thought you worded that well.
that said, the Tay and J Show demands Georgetown Hoyas rescind this hashtag fake news.
Okay.
This is an attack on freedom and comfort and practicality.
I say you and I wear cargo shorts tomorrow.
Hashtag team cargo shorts.
Yep.
We should. Yeah, we
I'll
will.
even wear my ripped up cargo shorts.
And all they said is hashtag no cargo shorts. Or team no cargo.
That's
so what should our response be?
Our response is, do you have a better response? Hashtag, do you have a better response?
That's not a very good
that?
response to a bad response.
Who's got the worst response there? I need to think about this.
Okay, let's think about that.
Let's think about it. We got Tay's Take coming up. Do you have you need more questions?
Yeah, we'll give you a couple more if you want to text them in at 217-359-2255. Any random question for Lon Tay, that's 359-2255. You can also tweet me at jwarnerscout.
Would you rather fight a shark in the water or a lion on land? Think about that.
Shark.
It's Tay and J Show.
Hi, it's Stevie J. Start your day with me along with Diane Ducey, weekday mornings 7 to 9, here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
Hi, I'm Sam Banks, inviting you to the Don Moyer Boys and Girls Club 28th Annual Steak and Burger Dinner at the Hilton Garden Inn, Thursday, April 27th. This year's keynote speaker is former Illini basketball great and current Big Ten Network basketball analyst, Deion Thomas. Events like the Steak and Burger help kids have a safe place to come after school and find help with homework, participate in activities that encourage positive character and values, and spend time with a positive adult. Buy your tickets or sponsor a table, call 355-KIDS or visit dmbgc.org.
Sure, we've been called a mom and pop store. We take it as a compliment. After all, we are family owned and operated with 2 generations actively involved, and 5 of our team members have been with us for around 20 years each or longer. We run our business with old-fashioned customer service as our foundation, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Add our great selection of hand-picked mattresses, all proudly made in the USA at guaranteed lowest prices, and we're sure you won't find a better deal anywhere. Visit us and experience the Illini mattress difference today.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
There's nothing better than real Texas barbecue, and no better place to get it than Hickory River Smokehouse. Every cut of beef brisket, pork shoulder, turkey breast, pork loin, and chicken are carefully selected and rubbed with its signature spice blend, infused with hickory smoke for a juicy award-winning flavor, and served up right here in Central Illinois for over 20 years. How about a taste as big as Texas for lunch, dinner, your next get-together, or to watch the big game? You're guaranteed to be the fan favorite. HickoryRiver.com or on North Cunningham in Urbana.
You already know Houlihan's Restaurant and Bar at the iHotel is a great restaurant, but don't forget about the bar. Fantastic drink specials and mouth-watering menu items from snacks to full meals, a nice selection of draft, craft, and domestic beers, and just about any cocktail you can imagine. Watch a game with multiple flat screens on all sides of the bar, or grab some tables and make it a party. Drink specials daily, plus Houlihan's is now serving a delicious hot breakfast 7 days a week. Houlihan's at the iHotel. Check them out at the corner of 1st Street and St. Mary's Road, just south of the State Farm Center.
DP Dough is the original Calzone company, and they cater all types and sizes of events, from office orders to private parties to entire visiting football teams. Everyone will be sure to enjoy something different than the same old sandwiches or pizza. DP Dough also delivers to nearly all of Champaign, Urbana, and Savoy until late at night. So give them a call or order online when you're hungry and no one else is delivering. With over 1 million calzones served since opening in 2006, DP Dough is sure to satisfy and fill you up. DP Dough, the original Calzone company.
If you have nothing to smile about, schedule an appointment today at Angel Smiles Dental Center in Rantoul. Turn your frown upside down and show off those beautiful teeth. We all have unique smiles, and we know what it takes to maintain those smiles. After all, a smile is like a personal signature, whether young or old. Maintaining your beautiful smile has never been easier with a visit to Angel Smiles Dental Center. From fillings, crowns, and root canals to dental implants and braces for kids and adults alike, Angel Smiles Dental Center in Rantoul will serve your entire family for all of your dental needs in all stages of life. Angel Smiles accepts the medical card for most services. For those children 20 and under, they accept a number of insurance plans, and they have an in-house dental plan to help people who have no insurance at all. Angel Smiles Dental Center is waiting to see you. Schedule a visit today at Angel Smiles Dental Center in Rantoul. Visit angelsmilesdentalcenter.com. That's angelsmilesdentalcenter.com, or call 892-8868.
The sounds of spring and the smell of flowers in the air. They all add up to Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team. That lush green lawnscape is a result of a reputation earned through consistent performance. They become your favorite through quality service and professionalism. Spring Green will service and maintain your lawnscape with seeding, aeration, fertilizing, weed reduction, disease, and insect control. Now the ease and trouble-free convenience of Spring Green's professional lawn care's full program is yours at savings of 20% for new customers. It's backed by their guarantee of satisfaction. Over 32 years of satisfied customers reflect their commitment to Champaign-Urbana and the Mattoon-Charleston area. Call Spring Green at 217-359-2111 or online at spring-green.com at 217-359-2111.
Spring is finally here, which means you're probably planning picnics at the park and road trips you've been waiting for all winter. It also means the Honda Dream Garage sales event is back. It's the best time of year to find the perfect kind of Honda for everything you have planned this spring. Whether that's the let's see where this road takes us kind of Honda. Let's go! Or the trip to take the kids apple picking kind of Honda.
Here we go.
Yes, I
love apples. Apples rock.
Or, well, the perfect Honda for you. Because right now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% APR on awesome Hondas, like the 2017 Accord. That's a Kelley Blue Book Best Buy with available 7-inch display audio kind of Honda.
Visit your local Central Illinois Honda dealers today.
See dealer for financing details. For more information, visit KelleyBlueBooksKBB.com. Kelley Blue Book is a registered trademark of Kelley Blue Book Co., Inc.
Coach Mike Ditka is not just talking sports. What will he say next? Hear him here Monday and Friday mornings from 7:30 to 8 with Brother Johnny and me, Stevie J, on ESPN Radio 93.5.
Sick us! It is the Tay and J Show. ESPN Radio 93.5. I just had a trick shot. The interns will agree. Behind my back, banked in, done. Best trick shot so far, I think.
So,
no? Oh, Harry's got a better one. I didn't know that.
So we did the excitement meter for all these Illinois recruits.
Right.
And we didn't include, this is an oversight on my part, we didn't include Charlie Moore.
I honestly, when we were going through that, just assumed you didn't maybe throw him on there for a reason.
No.
But then I saw Carlton Bragg, and I thought, well, he's the same kind of situation.
So Charlie Moore, what would be your excitement meter?
I'd be
1 to 10?
very excited. I'd be a 9.
Yeah, I'd have an 8 or 9 on
Yes.
that one.
I would be. I think the whole
Because
thing
3
with Mark
years of
Smith,
him and he could fill it up. Yeah, like Mark Smith overshadows him a little bit. That's why you have him as a 10, right?
But Charlie Moore would be great.
It'd be a phenomenal addition.
And if you
Guy
had,
averaged 12 points a game in the Pac-12 as a freshman.
if you brought him and Carlton Bragg in 2 years, so if you banked a scholarship and you brought those two in and then got Finke or Io, I mean, you're starting to get a pretty athletic.
Yeah, your team wouldn't be that good this year, but
no,
I don't worry about that as
Think
much as
about
most
how
fans do.
athletic Illinois would be compared to what we've been.
Yeah.
I mean, is Mark Smith? He's athletic.
He's pretty athletic. He's plus
Io's
athlete.
athletic. Charlie Moore's athletic.
I mean, Charlie's quick and short.
He's quick. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's just a bucket getter. He shoots
tell you what,
the lights out.
I could handle that. Yes, but it would be a 9 for Charlie Moore. I'd be fine with that.
I'd be like an 8 or 9 there.
Let's play some 80s music. You
All
want?
right, let's do it.
What you feeling, huh? What's on your mind, huh?
I think I have too much information stored in my brain. It's an interesting theory.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual. Yeah? Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Today's Take brought to you by DP Dough. The guys and girls at DP Dough want to encourage you to visit them and their neighbors by offering a calzone of the day for half price. Head to dpdough.com's menu section and check out today's steal. Buffer zones, barbecue chicken, and Italian zones galore. And Wednesdays get even better. You get to choose your own half-price zone. Enjoy this deal while it lasts all summer long. Offer not valid for delivery, carry-out only. DP Dough, to each their zone.
Do you...
That's a great tagline.
To each their zone. Do you grill out much in the winter? I know this is tasty.
Oh, during the winter?
Yeah.
No.
I don't either. And I
just grilled out on Sunday for the family.
Yes,
The
yes.
in-laws came in, and they were really impressed.
Yep.
I grilled out some good steaks.
I need a new grill. My grill is to the point now where all it does is shoot up fire right in the middle.
It's the manliest thing I do.
Yes. Yes.
I don't do a lot of like old school.
No, I'm with you on this.
Red-blooded American manly things. Like, I mowed the lawn.
Yeah, I insulated my garage
That's
one time.
pretty manly.
Man, I was like, look at me.
Man.
I stepped back for a minute and I'm
Red-blooded
like,
American.
look at that, man. That even looks decent.
I do that after mowing the lawn. I thought, yep, I did that. I accomplished that. When it comes to fixing anything in the house,
take that,
hey,
Tiff.
Tiff, who we calling?
Right.
Oh, you want? Okay, cool.
Oh, you're going to do it?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you fixed that? Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. Anyways, John tweets in.
Johnny.
Lon, do you get more joy when St. Louis teams win or when Chicago teams lose?
Oh, St. Louis teams win. I'm not one of those that sits there and like last night, I didn't sit there and go, yes, the Predators won. I really do not do that. The only reason I would root against Chicago is because I don't want to face the Blackhawks in the second round. I don't sit there and get a thrill by watching a Chicago team lose.
Mr. Michael, NFL schedule releasing on Thursday. What Arizona Cardinals game this year would you like to attend? Home or road, doesn't matter.
Ooh, that's a good question. I've been to Tampa a few times, so not there.
And we're going to go for South Florida, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm going. So.
Yes, I want to go. What would be a cool I'm thinking out east. I don't go
That's
out
the thing
east
about
very often.
baseball. So my wife always asks me about all these places I want to go.
I got one.
It's usually college football or college basketball would be the ones outside of baseball stadiums.
Yeah.
But like NFL stadiums, I don't have I don't
either.
There.
I'd like to go to Seattle. I want to see that area anyway, the old PNW. But I would love to be in that stadium and hear how loud that gets. And Arizona and Seattle have a nice little rivalry.
It's a good city to visit.
That would be a good Seattle for me.
That's
and I assume it would rain that day.
Probably.
Would that be irony?
Tay's take, Alex and Urbana. How many Stanley Cup championship batters are hanging in St. Louis?
Next. He's just mad because I said woo or something about the Blackhawks.
217 texter, who's going to win the Big Ten in football this year, and who are you most excited to watch?
The Big Ten in general would be Ohio State. They were young last year, and they're going to win this thing.
They lost a lot, though.
They did. Who am I interested in watching playing-wise? That's a good question.
Saquon Barkley.
Oh, yes. I was about ready to say, who's the running back for Penn State? That kid, yes. Is he leaving after next year?
Yes.
And he'll be one of those running backs that's a first-rounder for
He's
sure.
ridiculous.
Yes, you answered that for me, but that's exactly who I would have answered.
It will be interesting because, Michigan, I think, has a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, I think Penn State, if they can continue that. They got some playmakers on that offense. They do lose some receivers, though.
They get their quarterback back.
Yeah, he's back. Trace McSorley. In the West.
You know who I want to watch? Mikey Dudek. That's true, too. That's not just Illinois. I want to watch Mikey Dudek play football.
Juan, 217 texter, would you rather coach the 89 Illini basketball team or the 05?
Ooh. Oh, I've been asked about who do you think would win that game. I've never been asked who you would rather coach.
I go 89. I go 89 would win that.
Yeah, well, I think 89 would. I think 89 is the better team.
I think it's a deeper team, more athletic. I think it'd be a great game.
I think it would be fun though to coach D. Brown, and it would be fun to coach Darren. And
when you got Kendall
Raj.
Gill, Nick Anderson, Bardo, Marcus, all these guys played in the NBA. Right?
That'd be pretty cool though to show up every day at practice and you got Raj and D and Darren.
Yeah.
Give me 05, not to win, but just to coach.
All right, out of 10. How many times do the 05 team win?
I think they'd win 3. It'd be like 7-3 for me.
I think I'd have like a 6-4 series.
Yeah,
there.
it would be close. They'd win a game. They'd win a few.
Jake,
can we do that? Can we do that like on PlayStation?
Or let's go to this one first.
Okay.
217 texter. What will Lon do if Mark Smith commits the Illini?
I will probably wake up, go to work, and come and do a radio show. I'm not going to get that excited. I'm sorry. I would be excited though. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'll do a fireball shot. How about that?
There you go.
On the air. I'll do a fireball shot.
Is that legal? We'll end the show.
Okay,
sure.
that's fine.
Lon.
Stevie, I'll have to get a ride home.
This is from Paul.
Yes.
Bird or magic?
Oh, that might be the most. That's not fair.
What if I threw LeBron in there?
No, I don't want LeBron in there.
Yeah, I'm putting LeBron in there.
I don't want him in there.
Why? Because you're going to pick him?
No, I don't want him in there. This is my youth.
I'm not even young when LeBron's in there.
Okay. There's so many reasons. Who did I like more? Who do I think is better? Give me Larry Bird. I loved Larry Bird. I really, really liked watching Larry Bird play.
Because he was white, right?
That's it. That's exactly right.
Everyone's thinking it.
Dang it! All right, give me Magic then. I don't want to be known as that guy. Give me Magic. No, Larry Bird, man. I loved watching Larry because he's the biggest, goofiest looking white dude, and he just schooled you.
Yeah.
He schooled you. And the way he passed, Magic, nobody was better than that, but give me Larry.
Juan, would you rather get a deep tissue massage from a dude or legal advice from Pac-Man Jones? That's Jake.
Oh, man.
Come on. It's easy.
I'll go the deep tissue.
Yeah,
I do not
We're
want...
the guys talking about a dude draft on the show.
Pac-Man would lead me... I'd probably be in jail. I'd be in jail getting more deep tissue. Oh, geez.
That's Stay Safe, brought to you by DPDO. I'm sure they love being the sponsor of this. They want to encourage you to visit them and their neighbors by offering a calzone of the day for half price. Head to DPDO.com's menu section and check out today's steal. And Wednesdays get even better. You get to choose your own half-price zone. Enjoy this deal while it lasts all summer long. Offer not valid for delivery, carry out only. DPDO, to each their zone.
All right, thank you to Chris Hines, Chicago Tribune. We talked some Blackhawks. Derek Piper, IlliniInquirer.com, and Matt Bolant, Eastern Illinois women's basketball coach, who's probably listening to Tasty right now on the way home.
He's got better things to do. Thanks to Daniel King and Harry Black, our interns today. Tomorrow we'll be on a little late for Cardinals Pirates. They got an afternoon game, so we'll probably be on around 4 o'clock. Okay. Coming up tonight, we got Cardinals against the Pirates. No Starling Marte.
I said we'd sweep the Pirates.
There you go.
So here we go. We're off and running, and we don't have to face Marte. We'll see everybody tomorrow. It is the Tay and J Show.
Spring has sprung, and for 25 years, Prairie View Landscaping has been the premier locally owned and operated lawn care provider in Central Illinois. Prairie View Landscaping is a full-service company, a one-stop shop for all your lawn care and outdoor needs. So email Lindy at Prairie View Landscaping today at mypvdiscount@gmail.com. That's mypvdiscount@gmail.com. Prairie View Landscaping, celebrating 25 years in business. That's mypvdiscount@gmail.com.
Pekin Insurance and your local independent agent are committed to providing the best coverage options and the best service possible. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at PekinInsurance.com and on social media. Check them out on Facebook at Facebook.com/Pekin Insurance. It's a great way to learn more about insurance for your auto, home, life, or business. You'll stay up to date with important announcements. Plus, they'll throw in a few fun facts along the way. For beyond the expected information, follow Pekin Insurance on Facebook today.
Are you looking for a new home or planning to refinance your existing home? Hi, this is Todd Durakan from First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, getting you and your home faster with loan closings in 30 days, mortgage loans, and refinancing that's fast, friendly, and local. We invite you to visit our experienced team of mortgage experts to find out how First Federal Savings Bank can help you with your loan closing in 30 days. For more information, visit 356bank.com. First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana. Get what you want out of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Got a question? Talk to our experts now at StevieJay.com. Experts are there, ready to answer your questions for free. Home improvement questions? Our experts from Kramer Siding and Windows can help. Thinking you could use some extra help with landscaping? Think Country Arbors Nursery. Experts are online, waiting to talk to you at StevieJay.com. Talk to Dr. Shue and our experts from West Main Dental to keep your smile bright. They are the Stevie J Broadcasting experts. Ask an expert today at StevieJay.com. That's StevieJay.com.
The sounds of spring and the smell of flowers in the air, they all add up to Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team. That lush green lawnscape is a result of a reputation earned through consistent performance. They become your favorite through quality service and professionalism. Spring Green will service and maintain your lawnscape with seeding, aeration, fertilizing, weed reduction, disease, and insect control. Now the ease and trouble-free convenience of Spring Green's professional lawn care's full program is yours at savings of 20% for new customers. It's backed by their guarantee of satisfaction. Over 32 years of satisfied customers reflect their commitment to Champaign-Urbana and the Mattoon-Charleston area. Call Spring Green at 217-359-2111 or online at spring-green.com at 217-359-2111. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign.